Time talk, we the ones who connect. X-RAYTED Sports Network, where the hot takes live and the truth get checked. East Coast talk, West Coast swagger. Stats on the board, yeah, the debate get louder. No filter talk, yeah, we calling the play. If it's sports conversation, we leading the way from the hardwood.
Okay. Here we go. It is Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. What's up, our fine people? Come on in here. Come on. Fall in. Let's go. Find a spot at the bar. Little chair over there. We got the best conversation in sports right here. It is Rick Kamla. It is Dwight Walton, Canadian basketball legend, in our beautiful LA studios. We have Ashley Neville back with us today. She'll be with us on Monday as well. Hi, Ashley. We have A.M. Pfeffer as well. What's up, crew? How y'all doing? Let's go. Let's get cracking.
What's going on? What is happening?
The body is filled with basketball fluid, man. The last couple of days, like the conference finals is a whole different animal. Fired up. Let's do it.
You know, you guys may have heard there's a lot of mosquitoes in Florida, because there are, okay? And so mosquitoes want human blood. They want red blood, okay? They're insect vampires. But the mosquitoes, they do like me because I do have some bites. The thing is, though, they're not getting red blood out of me. They're getting orange blood out of me. So I don't know. Maybe they're getting buzzed off of it or something, but they need to stop biting me. That's the bottom line here. Let's dive in. But before we do, we've got our buddy, Adam Smeirnoff, a.k.a. Schmeens, the guitarist from Lettuce, monstrous Knicks fan. He'll be back with us at 3 p.m. Eastern time to bask in the glow of Game 1 and, of course, look ahead to tonight's Game 2. Speaking of Game 2, the Thunder beat the Spurs last night, and we had a couple of huge injuries, all right? Who will be missed more, JDub or Harper? That's the debate. Who will be missed more, JDub or Harper? Jalen Williams did not return to Game 2, left hamstring tightness. Cason Wallace started the second half for him. Sat out 6 games because of a grade 1 left hamstring strain before coming back for Monday's season opener. Bang, right back on the shelf. He's going to have an MRI today to determine the severity of it. Great news on Ajay Mitchell, guys. This topic originally had AJ somewhere in there. However, Joel Lorenzi of The Athletic wrote, talked to AJ after the game. He said he just got hit in the thigh here, but he said he was good. Okay, so if there's more bad news comes out about AJ, God forbid, but it seems like it was a scare and not an injury. All right, and then you have Dylan Harper, right hamstring injury. And De'Aaron Fox obviously missed his second consecutive game with a right high ankle sprain, according to Shams Charania. And Harper had been filling in. So I'll go first on this, man. I think Dylan Harper is going to be missed more, especially if Fox is forced to miss games 3 or 4. To me, and this is why I want to go first, because I want to kind of light the match, okay? I just lit the match, okay? Dwight's not going to like this. A lot of you might. Okay, Dwight knows where I'm going with this. De'Aaron Fox has to play now. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He has to play. Period. 50%, 60%. What the Luka percent? There's a whole new percentage called the Luka percent. Okay, like I don't care what your percentage is. I know it's not going to be 100. You have to play. Now that Harper is down, okay, it's cool. Harper's killing it. Fox on the bench, wearing cool clothes, cheering for dunks. Okay, that's all good, bro. Guess what? No, you don't get to chill anymore on that max contract, bro. Harper's down, okay? There is a title on the line. I picked San Antonio to win it all like mid-season, okay? There is a title to be won here. It is time to play, injured or hurt, whatever that looks like. Put your body on the line, bro. Do it, okay? The Spurs are in trouble without Fox and Harper. Dwight said it in the group chat last night. Dwight, I'll let you I don't want to, take your words, but Dwight alluded to that on the group chat last night. This is why Fox has to play. You're a max guy to whom much is given, much is expected, okay, in return. Just like starting quarterbacks in the NFL. You're making $60 million a year. You got a bum ankle. I don't care. You got to play, period. Okay? And by the way, it's another thing that Dwight Walton's probably not going to like, okay? The Fox DNPs in games 1 and 2 are not sitting well with me. Okay. And I'm shut up. And I've been quiet. Okay. I've been quiet. I've been chilling over here, letting it all play out, like not overreacting, like literally muzzling myself. Like I don't like it, but okay. Anyway, here's what I don't like. Dwight, Ashley, AM, and our great audience. De'Aaron Fox injured this ankle in game 4 of the Minnesota series. He finished that game, then played games 5 and 6. But now he's missing games with that injury? Come on, dude. Give me a break. To me, this is that whole Spurs bubble wrap, manage the series. When we really need him, we'll bring. Well, you really need him, okay? So I don't want. If De'Aaron Fox misses game 3, I'm going to freak out. Okay, there it is. I'm going to freak out. So you are now. You're warned. Okay, you're warned. I'm going to freak out if De'Aaron Fox misses game 3. Dwight Walton, thank you. But if I ever go into comedy, Dwight, I am flying you in for my sets, and you are sitting in the front row, my brother. I love the laughter, my friend. Dwight, you go next, man. Who's going to be missed more, Harper or JDub?
This is an easy response for me, Rick. The San Antonio Spurs are going to miss Dylan Harper, not more, a hell of a lot more than the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to miss Jalen Williams. This is not, and again, this is no disrespect to Williams and not harping more praise on Dylan Harper. It just speaks to the numbers. And to this, before I go into my diatribe here, I want to address what you just said, Rick. While I understand that De'Aaron Fox has a high ankle sprain, by the way, which means at least 6 weeks under normal circumstances. However, yes, he hurt the ankle in game 4 of the series against the Wolves. He toughed it out for the rest of game 4, all of game 5, and game 6. I think it's possible that he did more damage to it by playing than by resting. So now I want to say that to you. I understand that you're going to freak out and you have a problem with him not playing in games 1 and 2, and you're going to freak out if he doesn't play in game 3, 4, or for the rest of the series. Again, understand a high ankle sprain is not your regular sprain. We're talking at least 6 weeks on the sideline, but I do believe De'Aaron Fox will play at some point in this series. I can't tell you when. He's going to try, but to try to compete in this type of series, you've seen games 1 and 2. This is high level intensity, athletic ability, versatility, size, small, role players, whatever the case may be. But to get to the question here, who'll be missed more? It'll be Dylan Harper for sure. And I'll give you the numbers. Go to Oklahoma City right now. The Thunder, and I can't give you the exact amount of wins, but I would say the Thunder are either 66 or 67-10 without Jalen Williams. They've gone on just fine. The key to that statistic is that Ajay Mitchell has to be healthy because he's the one that has replaced the productivity that Jalen Williams would have put out there had he been healthy. You have to hope that it's only a minor Charlie horse that Ajay Mitchell has and that he is available for the rest of the series. The reason why Dylan Harper is going to be missed more, Steph Castle, for as great as he is, and I'm on the bandwagon, just look at the numbers. He has 20 turnovers over the first 2 games. Oklahoma City has a 55-27 edge in terms of points off of turnovers in this series. If the Spurs can take care of the basketball in this series, they might be up 2-0. Also, if you look at the plus minus with Shai on the court as opposed to off the court and Wemby on the court as opposed to off the court, it's pretty even. So my point in bringing in Shai and Wemby, I think the Thunder are a plus 144 in these playoffs with Shai on the court, and they're a plus 122 with Shai off the court. What does that speak to? It speaks to the Thunder's depth. As opposed to the Spurs are a plus 228 with Wemby on the court and a plus 22 when he's off the floor. It is a major discrepancy. And if you want to specify it to this series, the Spurs are a minus 19 when Wemby's off the court and a plus 19 when he's on the court, minus 17 when he's off. So that just speaks to the depth of the Thunder. That's the edge they have. Steph is not a true point guard. I give him all the praise in the world for trying to man that position, but they need De'Aaron Fox. They need Dylan Harper if they want to have any success. They'll remain competitive in the series, but the numbers speak for themselves. They can live, talking about the Thunder, without Jalen Williams. I'm not sure if the Spurs can live without Dylan Harper, especially if De'Aaron Fox doesn't play. The numbers don't lie. The turnovers don't lie. To me, it's pretty obvious what's happening.
What's happening right now, they're bringing up some music here because we welcome back our dear friend, B-Dot in the house! Dude, it is so good to see you. B-Dot, before we bring you into this basketball discussion, please give us the download, dude. What's been going on in the busy, phenomenal life of B-Dot, dude? What you been up to?
Dot, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute,
we were to
bro.
hear this. We can't hear you.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Don't you love the big intro, Dwight? And then a little technical
It's great.
right there.
I love that's great.
So there was just some kind of internet struggle there. I know B-Dot's been gallivanting around. All right, so while we get him figured out, let's go back to LA here. Ashley, come on in here. Who's going to be missed more, Dylan Harper or Jalen Williams?
I think Dylan Harper is the only correct answer. OKC knows how to win without Jalen Williams. They have everything they need. They're stacked from top to bottom. And like you both alluded to, De'Aaron Fox, having him out, and now Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle with his turnovers is just not going to cut it. Yeah, that's going to be a major blow to lose Dylan. I'm hoping that it's nothing serious. I know it's a hamstring. And with hamstrings, those could be pretty tricky. We've seen with Jalen Williams, he keeps getting re-injured. It's something I feel it takes way longer than a couple of months when it comes to a hamstring injury. That can take years, and you could still feel the lingering effects of a hamstring. I know personally with my own injuries, I still have a lingering injury with my hamstring, and I just have to work around it. It's like one of those things that it never truly gets better. And it's something that you're going to have to really nurse and rest the whole time. So I am concerned with Jalen Williams. I think that's going to probably take a full year to heal, in my opinion, depending on how bad it is. But yeah, like you guys both said, Dylan Harper, that's a major blow. He's been doing everything. I mean, right here, he became only the second rookie in NBA history since Magic Johnson to score at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals in a playoff game. And we're talking Hall of Famer Magic Johnson, and Dylan Harper as a rookie was already able to accomplish those numbers. That's among everything else he's been able to accomplish this season as a rookie, and I think he's earned that starting spot. Love De'Aaron Fox, but this was Dylan's, to me, I deserve to be in a starting role here, which is why we're hearing all the rumblings of where's De'Aaron Fox going to end up next year, because I think Dylan Harper is their guy. Love De'Aaron, thought he's done great, and he deserves to be here. You know, we saw him pretty much piss away his prime with the Kings, and now he's finally in a place where he's going to be able to win. I mean, I want to see him win. That's the whole goal, right? Is to win a championship. So I think that's going to be a major blow losing Dylan Harper, and I'm hoping it's nothing serious. But like you guys said, De'Aaron Fox is going to have to get back out there. I think we would have criticized him if he didn't play in those games in the last round, right? We always criticize guys, get out there and play. Then they end up re-injuring themselves and making it worse to where they can't play now. So I want to give credit to De'Aaron to actually pulling through, playing on an injury, being able to advance to the conference finals. But I think that's why he's dealing with this injury now, because he continued to play, help them win that series. And yeah, if he could go game 3, please, by all means, I'm hoping he can go. But to me, it's not worth risking another injury that can potentially impact you for next season. It's just not.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, co-signing Big Dwight right there. B-Dot, can we hear you? Do we have a good connection here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We got you.
It wasn't on me. I don't know. But yeah, man, I just take care of these kids, man. Take care of these kids. Working. I'm going to China at the end of July till August to play some basketball against some CBA teams out there. So
that's cool, man.
Everything's on the up and up. I can't complain.
When was your match with Hugo? I think I saw something about that on IG. Oh, Lugo, my bad. And I assume you put him under the hardwood, right?
Yeah, that was about a month ago, man. I had a long night prior to then. I didn't get home till about 4 or 5. It's Vegas, and then I had a couple of them dotables. So I was floating that next day, but it was caught a cramp in my calf at game point. But we end up winning. He's 21 now, so I had to show the young buck, hey man, look, bro, I still got it.
That is amazing, dude. That is amazing. All right, B-Dot, answer the question here, man. Who is going to be missed more if they have to miss some time? And it looks like JDub and Dylan Harper are going to miss some time here. Who's going to be missed more, B-Dot?
Dylan Harper. I told you. I said in the chat the other day. Lily, I need you to quiet down. I said in the chat the other day that Stephen Castle is like a not as fast Russell Westbrook. Turnovers and all. Like, come on, man. What he had 20 turnovers in the past 2 games. Hell of a player. Just doesn't make the best decisions with the ball. And Dylan Harper, even though he's a rookie, I mean, come on now, Dad, Ron Harper, extraordinary point guard that played with the Chicago Bulls, had a great stint in the NBA. He plays beyond his years, just from the control to his defense to the way he finishes around the basket. He's poised. He doesn't look like a rookie at all. Like, it's crazy to think about this. The Rutgers had Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper on the same team and went 15-17. So I don't know who the coach was at that time, but I don't think that they coach no more, clearly. But I see, baby. Here, baby, I'm going to turn it up for you. There you go. But overall, Dylan Harper, just because of the ball control and turning over the ball, Stephen Castle he's asked to be this primary ball handler, which he can do, but not at that extent with these dogs and these pit bulls that OKC has. You got Carson Wallace guarding you at one point, and then next thing you know, you got Caruso guarding you, and you just so many bodies they can throw at him. So definitely Dylan Harper. I love JDub, but they played X amount of games without him this year. I think he missed close to 40 plus games this past season, and they've still the number 1 seed in the West. So definitely Dylan Harper by far.
AM, it's 4 Harpers, okay? We know that we're used to the AM zag. Do we get an AM zag here, or are we 5 for 5? I mean, guys, I thought somebody would take J-Dub here. I did. I mean, he's an all-NBA guy. He's an all-star. I mean, he's just got a way higher standing in the league right now than Dylan Harper. What's your answer, AM?
Look at Dot when you said AM Zag, man. He was smiling and nodding like he's half expecting me to say it, but no chance. Dylan Harper is the clear answer here. But I'm going to say why. I agree with everything everybody said here, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper. There's 2 things that really jump out to me. The Spurs have had a tremendous amount of success this year with Dylan Harper coming off the bench. Yeah, he was forced into starting action these first 2 years, but he was the second unit guy, right? And then stagger his minutes as part of the rest of the games with the starters. You're losing that. You've lost that. And he was so integral to the success in that and how the Spurs play basketball. Wow, that's gone now. that's a major issue going up against Oklahoma City, who's got like 23 deep, because they, this is the playoffs and every other team is 7 or 8 deep. They're going 12, and they're going to continue to do it even without Jalen Williams there. And the second thing is just compare the defense of Dylan Harper to the defense of De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, Dylan Harper is 6'6", 215, right? He's a man already as a rookie. It's not like De'Aaron Fox can grow anymore. He's 6'3", 185. He's fast as hell. He's great on the offensive end, but he's also got a bum wheel, right? Now the defense is even worse. And that's a problem, especially when you're going against Oklahoma City, who is so their prowess defensively is so potent themselves. This is a huge loss for San Antonio. Not nearly as big of a loss for Oklahoma City as we know, and for all the reasons mentioned, huge loss for San Antonio if Harper can't come back.
And Rick, before you go, Rick, that is why that last statement by AM is exactly why. While I understand you need to man up and play through injury, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a completely different kettle of fish here. You're talking about guys that are dogs defensively, extremely athletic, extremely versatile, and you're asking De'Aaron Fox, whose game is predicated not only on his savvy, but his athleticism, his quickness, his speed. And if he can't do that to counter what the Thunder are going to bring, I'm not sure he's the best candidate to come in now. Listen, there's cortisone shots, there's round-the-clock treatment. I get it. He's going to do whatever it takes to be able to play in Game 3. But at the same time, he doesn't want to be exposed. He doesn't want to be the reason the Spurs don't advance. The Spurs are pretty good without him, but they're better with him. So right now, I would much prefer, to Ashley's point, err on the side of caution here, because you might make the leg worse. You might make it worse. But I'm sure he's going to try to play, but it's going to be very difficult. There's only so much adrenaline you could use. Very difficult.
Yeah, I wanted to expand on that just a little bit too, after what we saw last night and that dogfight and how they were defending Wemby, how they were defending all of them. OKC got away with a lot. I can't even lie. The way they were holding Wemby's arms. I mean, he had hurt his hand at some point where he kept, holding on to that wrist. And then there was another time where Stephon Hartenstein just grabbed him by the hair and threw him down. So we're talking about a different level of physicality here. I mean, this isn't just Thunder in the regular season, which is of course scary to play against, but we're talking playoff basketball now, where the refs are letting it get physical. And this is probably why we're seeing guys get more injured right now. So yeah, I mean, what we saw last night was a dogfight, and we saw how difficult it was for Wemby to even get in the paint and be able to catch the ball and score. So yeah, I think it's dangerous for De'Aaron Fox to even come back and risk getting injured. But I do think he should at least try to, even if you give him a couple minutes and just see how he goes in the first quarter. But yeah, that's going to be a dogfight for him.
I think it's an Austin Reeves. I think it's an Austin Reeves Houston Rockets situation where they said Austin was pretty healthy enough to come back in that Houston Rockets series, but they felt like they had it, in hand. I think it's the same way with De'Aaron Fox. I think he'll be fine to come back Game 3, but seeing how Game 1 went, they were like, okay, let's sit it out. I think we stole one at home. We have home, we have home field advantage now. Let's see if we can steal another one. And if we can't, then that's when we can activate Fox. And like you said, they're going to have to. They're going to have to, But like you say, we don't want to see him go out there and make it worse. But I think he's fine. I think he's about 85%, which I don't know if it's enough for OKC, but it's going to have to be enough for the Spurs if they want to do something this series going back to San Antonio.
B-Dot's making a lot of sense to me right there, okay? I said that earlier in the show. B-Dot, I'm not a fan of that strategy. I don't like, changing the gears on the throttle on the boat in the playoffs. It's full throttle to me. But we know that teams do this. They manage the series as it goes along. Completely agree that that's what the Lakers did with Reeves. And I completely agree that that's my expectation, is that that's what they did. And okay, now your hand is forced with Harper looking like a long-term injury here, or at least going to miss some games, right? But let's move on to the next topic, and it is Harper and Fox specific, okay? Guys, Do you remember a guy named Wally Pipp? Of course you don't. But it's a cliche. I don't know. It was like real life or a movie or something way back in the 40s, almost 100 years ago, right? But the premise is, don't get Wally Pipped. Okay, so it's a famous sports cliche. To get Wally Pipped is to be the starter, and for whatever reason, like you're out, your backup comes in and kicks ass, and literally Pac-Man's your job. Okay, that's getting Wally Pipped. So let's apply this ancient cliche to De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. This might be unanimous also, but Dylan Harper in game 1, 24, 11, and 6, 7 steals. Game 2, he was playing well until the injury, 12, 2, and 3, 5 of 10 shooting in 25 minutes. This is the definition of getting Wally Pipped, okay? Starter out, backup comes in, kicks butt, eventually takes his job. Are we sure that De'Aaron Fox is a better overall player than Dylan Harper right now? The word is overall. Who's a better offensive player? It's Fox. Got a deeper bag. Harper's still developing it. But who's a better overall player right now? I think it's debatable, okay? And I lean Harper because he's able to defend at a much higher level than Fox. The Fox needed to trade Fox anyway, but this absolutely seals his fate. Think about this, guys. Castle's going to want max. Wemby's going to get max. And Harper is kind of looking like a max player to me, right? So you can't have all that, and De'Aaron Fox is max. So, I mean, AM will go deeper into that. But it is, for De'Aaron Fox, it's time to go to Lowe's, get some moving boxes and some tape, okay? And you know what it's going to sound like around his house? With they're stretching the tape out and stuff, just that constant noise, right? And put a for sale sign in the front yard. Now, I did some work on this. Teams who need De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion, okay? The Toronto Raptors. I think Fox would look great in that uniform. The Orlando Magic. I think he'd be a great upgrade over Suggs. Word on the street, they want to trade him now. The guy, anyway, I love Suggs, but he barely ever plays. The Miami Heat. Do I get a laugh out of that? Because that's the sarcasm. That's the sarcasm. The Heat have to be in on it, right? At least just put them in, okay? But they
no. Every conversation, every trade conversation,
every conversation.
But
De'Aaron Fox and don't get anything done. Yeah, anyway,
and then never get anything done. Okay, the Milwaukee Bucks, I think, would be a good look for De'Aaron Fox. And then Brooklyn, just because Brooklyn sucks so bad, and Minnesota. Okay, and I don't know how the heck you do that. I don't think San Antonio's going to want anything that Minnesota has to offer, so I don't think that'll happen. But De'Aaron Fox next to Ant-Man, oh yeah, I'd be into it. Would the Bucks trade Giannis to the Spurs for Fox and stuff? To me, that's the move here. Yeah, all these rumors about Giannis and stuff like that. Move Fox up to Milwaukee. He'll have his own team. Okay, and then you got Giannis down with Wemby, and you can go win championships together and all that kind of stuff, Kevin Durant style. I want to go to AM Pfeffer first on this one, man. AM, talk to me, man. I think I might have exceeded my limit right there, but I wanted to get into that trade stuff right there. I do want to clock this one. Is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipped?
Yeah, he's getting Wally Pipped, and I been saying this obviously for a number of months. I mean, I'm not a Fox guy at this point. Before the show, I was comparing him to where he's at in Bradley Beal's career, and that's the concern for where the Spurs are at right now. And I'm sorry that I'm on a clock because I could go very deep on the money and
don't worry about the clock, AM. Don't worry about it. Just go.
The Spurs are actually not in a terrible position for next year. Okay, so here's what's going on. Wemby is going to make probably $300 million after he signs his extension in July. All right. So he's going to be like a $60 million a year guy, and he's going to make the $300 million because there's Defensive Player of the Year awards coming. There's All NBA coming. So it's going to hit that number. Harrison Barnes is going to be off the team. His $19 million is gone. Okay. Steph Castle's due for an extension, not this coming year, but the following year. But he's on a rookie extension. So his max can only be $150 million over 4 years. So he's going to cap at about 37.5 at the max. That actually works for them right now. Devin Vassell, $27.5 million. He's actually on a pretty good contract for the next couple of years. Luke Garza, interesting contract. It's a decelerating contract where he took most of the money up front already. So his $11 million suddenly becomes 10 and then 9 the next couple of years. So they're not in a terrible position. And Harper is a couple years away from getting his money. So oddly enough, like Carter Bryant, he's on a really good contract for them. Like he can't make more than his rookie max for like the next 2 years as well, which is only like $5 million. So surprisingly enough, they're okay with 2 max guys if you're considering Fox, if they go into next year with him. Still, we've talked about this, and he's got to get off that team if you're a Spurs general manager. You've got to look at this and say, we can't subsume that salary because he's entering 29, 30 years old, and he's not max money guy. He's a $35 million a year guy, especially on a team, especially not a second year or a second banana. That's the best way to look at him. He's definitely getting Wally Pipped. He doesn't fit in necessarily, especially with Harper and Castle as good as they are and what it looks like to play with Wemby. But, and this goes back to where you're going, Rick, and I love, that I'm going first here because I really want to hear what Ashley has to say, what B-Dot has to say, what Dwight has to say, follow up about these trades. I don't think you're wrong, Rick, on a couple of those trade destinations, but I want to start with this before I do because I mentioned it on the thread as well. I woke up thinking about this because I'm a sicko. But like, if I'm the rest of the league, if I'm 29 other teams, don't trade for the Aaron Fox. This is the only way to beat the Spurs, is literally pontoon their cap 2 years from now and make them eat his $55 million a year. Not next year, but the year after that, and oh shit, the year after that. Make the Spurs have to deal with $55 to $58 million a year of De'Aaron Fox while they're trying to get it done with Dylan Harper and Steph Castle and bring in other mid-level guys because they're not going to be able to do that if they're approaching the second apron, which we know is cost prohibitive. That's the real move. But if there are stupid enough teams out there to do it at this point, and they're looking for Bradley Beal to come in, that's the Brooklyn Nets. We've talked about him as potentially having his own team. That is the Milwaukee Bucks because they are a dumpster fire and they're stupid enough to think, let's reset this and give De'Aaron Fox his own team and the salaries actually match if you want to bring Giannis down there and do that, right? And that is the Toronto Raptors because I did also, and you've heard me say this deep dive go back to December when it was December 15th, look up the show. I said, go to Toronto. And I said, welcome to the Toronto Raptors, De'Aaron Fox. I kind of agree that if you can make those salaries match, he might actually work up there. I don't think he's worth $53 million, $55, $57 million a year. I don't think any of the teams should do it. And I do think every single team should collude and not trade for him. This is the only way you have a chance of beating the Spurs over the next 5 years.
That's a good idea.
Thanks for letting me deep dive on that. I want to hear what everybody else has to say about it.
Yeah, I knew we had to pull the clock off of that. We'll start the clock on the next segment. There's too much meat on this chicken bone, right, B-Dot? Hey, Dot, is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipped right now?
Man, I've been saying this right with AM for the past couple months. just seeing how Dylan Harper has been performing all year. Me and AM have been in agreement for the longest because AM brung up his contract and the performance of Dylan Harper is like, all right, D Fox, you're sad to say, but you're out of there, brother. But like AM said, man, put him in handcuffs. You feel me? That's the only way the Spurs are going to not be as successful if you make them eat that money. Yes, baby. It's so pretty, baby. So I know, baby. So yeah, I call it because I'm a Patriots fan. I call it Wally Pipp. Yeah, I call it Drew Bledsoe. And you see what that turned into.
I love it.
You see what that turned into. You see what I'm not saying Dylan Harper is Tom Brady, but hey, look, the way he's been playing all year and the way he's been playing the playoffs and the way the Spurs are constructed. There's really no reason for them not to let De'Aaron Fox go and them still be successful because the Spurs are a win by committee team. Yeah, they have Wemby, but Wemby doesn't score 50 points a game. You know, you have Stephen Fox, you have Vassell, you have the sixth man of the year in Keldon Johnson, you have Luke Cornett coming off giving great minutes, and then you have Dylan Harper just coming in, filling that void, doing what he has to do. So I wouldn't be opposed for them getting rid of De'Aaron Fox and letting Harper rock out for the rest of his career. So, you know, all in all, I feel as though that he's out of there. And I don't think they are going to get put in handcuffs, AM, just because these NBA GMs and owners, they're not as smart and calculating as
That's
certain
real
other
too.
teams. They're gonna see a player and they're gonna see a player like De'Aaron Fox and say, "Oh yeah, we want him." Former clutch player of the year, former 60-point and 40-point back-to-back game player. We want him. So all in all, De'Aaron Fox is out of there. He's going.
Okay, let's go back to LA. Ashley, is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipped?
I do think so, but I wouldn't be mad if he did stay. And I'm only saying that because they already have a really, their roster's already constructed pretty well. And Dylan Harper has been good off the bench leading that second unit. And he is only a rookie. So, I don't think Dylan would look at that and be like, oh, I'm getting slighted because I'm not in the starting role next year. I think he's honoring whichever role they give him. So I know originally I was saying Dylan Harper is showing why he deserved a starting role, but I think he's content with either coming off the bench or starting. And also, too, he could play in those closing minutes. I get how guys are egotistical. I need to start. But I'm like, isn't it mainly about how you close out games? I care more about those last 5 minutes of a game and the lineups you have out there and who you trust to have the ball in their hands, right? And I think Dylan is going to be okay with that regardless. But would I be mad at it if they tried to shop De'Aaron? No. I mean, I think that would be the smart move. But in a sense, I like the roster they have now, and I still think they have the capability of winning a championship with what they have right now. So if they do, why are you going to go and try to deconstruct the roster and try to grab some other guys and throw off the chemistry? This is still a young team. I like what they have right now, minus the injuries, of course. But, you said something earlier to try to bring Giannis there. Absolutely not. I mean, we all know Giannis needs to go to OKC if they're unable to get the job done. And you could see Giannis and Wemby fighting and battling in a 7-game series in the Western Conference Final for the next couple of years. I mean, who would not want to see that? We all say, what's the answer to stopping Wemby? Let's put Giannis on that team, on OKC. And that's how you stop Wemby. Unless you want to have Isaiah Hartenstein elbow and punch him and, hold his arms all game. I mean, that's another way. But yeah, overall, I'm content with this roster. You're not going to have you're not going to check off every box of every player. You're not going to have the perfect roster from top to bottom. But I like where they're at right now. And if they can win a championship, why are you even considering getting rid of De'Aaron Fox at this point? You're already stuck with that for 2 years he's on that contract? Isn't it 2 years?
Fox?
Yeah,
No,
Fox, is it 4?
No.
4 years?
The extension kicks in next year, $229 million for 4 years.
4 years.
Starts next year.
Well, if they win a championship, I'm not mad at it. I think that's a good roster. So I hope he stays.
Well, they got a little bit of time because the young fellas are going to come up. I don't know exactly when, but they do have a little bit of wiggle room. It's not like they have a gun to their head. They have to trade De'Aaron Fox right now. But the question is, and you all know that. The question is, Dwight Walton, is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipp? Because Dwight, you and I are old enough. We watched Wally Pipp freaking play, bro. Okay, so is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipped?
First of all, the answer is yes. But secondly, the thing is, this whole thing is a timing thing. And I want you guys to help me out. Are both De'Aaron and his wife from the San Antonio area? I'm not. I think this also plays a role.
I think we went over this one at a time. He was down in Houston. Yeah, Texas. He's from the Texas area. She played I forget. We did go over this, but they're not specifically from the San Antonio area. Neither of them.
Okay,
Houston and was born in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think when De'Aaron went to the Kings front office, I think the request, one of the teams, if not the only team, was he wanted to go to San Antonio, and the Kings, capitulated. They granted him his wish. And that's what happened. Then he signs the extension for the 4 years, $229 million. I don't think the Spurs knew where they were going to be drafting it 4 months later. And I think to cover themselves, they extended De'Aaron Fox to the aforementioned 4 years, $229 million. Now, they happen to draft Dylan Harper 4 months later, and now in his rookie season, Dylan Harper is showing how much value he has. But like you guys just alluded to towards the end of Ashley's analysis, they're not in a rush, the San Antonio Spurs. Those rookie contracts don't kick in for another year or two. So I don't think the Spurs are in a rush to get De'Aaron Fox off of their team right now. However, the new CBA will dictate that Fox will have to be traded when in due time it comes up. Because at that time, Harper and Castle will be even better than they are right now. So the Spurs are sitting in a great position. Again, to answer the question, is De'Aaron Fox getting Wally Pipped? Sure. Is Dylan Harper good enough to start? Absolutely. But I think over the next couple of years, the Spurs are going to need Fox. And again, if they win the championship this season, do they just go ahead and trade him? That's possible, but I think the Spurs are going to hold on to De'Aaron Fox as long as they can and just let Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, and the rest of those young cats on the Spurs develop together. They'll make the appropriate decision on Fox in a couple of years.
But we're acting
His wife grew up in San Antonio.
It's a foregone conclusion.
Yes.
But we're acting like it's a foregone conclusion that at any given time, San Antonio could just move off De'Aaron Fox. And
True.
that's what I've been saying from the get-go all the way back into December, that there's a law of diminishing returns here that they have to consider. Fox is getting older. Fox is not the player that he once was and could fall off into that Bradley Beal cliff. And Fox, at some point, and his money, as the CBA deepens from 2024, as we head into 26, 27, 28, other teams are looking at this and saying, why the hell do I want to take on a 30, 31-year-old De'Aaron Fox at $55 million plus a year and bring him into our team? Plus, they got to match up salaries and all of that. We think that San Antonio is in this great position and they've got these young guys and they could just keep making this happen. But the longer this goes on, the less trade value Fox has. That's why it should have been done in the December before the February deadline. Somewhere in that amount of time, that's what I've been screaming about this whole time and what B-Dot's been agreeing.
I don't like the Bradley Beal cliff, because we seen when Bradley Beal got traded to.
I'm using that as the example of the concern of like where, right, like I'm not saying he is Bradley Beal, but I'm saying what do the teams have to learn? Like, guys, we've seen wave and stretch enacted with Beal and Lillard in the past couple of years. When the hell would any team ever have thought about that before the new CBA? Yeah. Now it's happened twice. Because you got to get off the money and you had to get off Bradley Beal. Yeah. I'm not saying Fox is that way, but this is where we're heading. Yeah. You've got to be careful when you're giving guys extension and max money who don't. Again, you've heard me say I'm using this limited scope of 12 to 18 top guys in the league. You know, that's basically your all-pro teams. You know, through the year, or 15 guys, whatever it may be, that deserve $50 million plus a year. De'Aaron Fox sits somewhere between the 35th and 45th best player at any given time in the league. He's not a max money guy, and you're paying him max money, and now this just gets bad at some point.
Dot just said it, that De'Aaron's wife grew up in San Antonio. That's going to have to be a serious conversation. I'm telling you. Serious conversation.
Between husband and wife, if I'm RC,
trade him to Houston then. Trade him
if I'm RC, yeah, he's from Katy. De'Aaron Fox is from Katy, Texas, where I lived.
Houston needs a point guard, right?
For a.
Depends if who's coming back.
That's debatable. I mean, Van Vliet's coming back. But De'Aaron Fox is 28.4 years old right now. And I like what AM had to say. To me, the clock's ticking a little bit on that, because the one thing I don't agree that, and I want to move on to the next topic here, but I don't agree that there's been dilapidation in De'Aaron Fox's game. I just think his role has changed, because when he was in SAC, he was the do-all, be-all, 25 a game, green light, usage rate, the whole thing. Now, obviously, they have a crew in San An, so 25 isn't required from him. But I think, like, if he goes to the right spot, Like, I think De'Aaron Fox could be well over 20 PPG in Minnesota playing next to Ant-Man. I mean, the line would be like 22, 5, and 6 or something like that. All right, next segment. And this one I do want to put a clock on. And I want to go to Dwight Walton first on this, okay? Did Chet Holmgren redeem himself in game 2? Dwight, go ahead.
In terms of the expectations for Chet Holmgren, he played better in game 2 than game 1. But is he playing to the level to where I think he should be at? No, I do not. I'm also, listen, I want to say this as well. I'm not in this narrative. I understand that we as people in the media and fans want to see the rivalry that has been created between Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. But I don't think in order for the Thunder to have success in this series, it would behoove the Thunder to have Holmgren guarding Wembanyama. I think there's a scheme that has to be used. Hartenstein proved that scheme is what the Thunder are going to use. But in terms of the individual success that we want Chet Holmgren to have, he played better in game 2, but is still not good enough. He made contributions, but he redeemed himself, but not to the level that I like. I think he needs to play better.
So that's a no. Okay, B. Did Chet redeem himself in game 2?
He definitely redeemed himself on my parlay. I had him for over 10.5 field goal attempts, which he hit. First half it was iffy. I knew that he was going to shoot the ball more because last game he only shot it 6 times and played terrible. But in terms of the second half, I definitely think that he redeemed himself in his mind to instill that confidence in himself to come out and play better for the rest of the series because he was getting a little buoyed. Like it was like I hate the rivalry they try to put between him and Wembanyama. It's like Kobe Bryant and I don't want to say Ricky Davis, but it's like Kobe Bryant and
Ruben Patterson.
A decent level, right there you go. A decent level shooting guard that's still all-star material, but that's just on a good team. Okay, it's like Kobe Bryant and Manu Ginobili. Like it's levels, you know. So I think he did better to redeem himself confidence-wise, but overall, they're going to need him to play like he did last night, but way better in order to have a chance in this series.
Ruben Patterson, the self-proclaimed Kobe stopper from back in the day. Shout out to Ruben Patterson, man. He was a dog. I liked this game. All right, Ashley, did Chet redeem himself in game 2?
No, I'm not impressed. You're over 7 feet tall and you can't get double-digit rebounds. He averaged 17 and 9 this season. He's not putting up nearly close to those numbers. And when you're playing a team like the San Antonio Spurs, how are you going to win like that? That's supposed to be your guy. That's supposed to be someone you can depend on. That's supposed to be, technically, besides Jalen Williams, your second option. And he hasn't been displaying that. And when you also look at what Isaiah Hartenstein has done, that's what I want to see Chet doing. But he's too skinny. I'm sorry, he's too skinny. He doesn't have a body like Isaiah Hartenstein does, who's able to actually stop Wemby. And you saw how he imposed his will that entire game. Isaiah is the answer to stop Wemby. We all wanted this rivalry, like we talked about, but there's no rivalry there. Wemby is light years ahead of Chet. Chet doesn't have anything on him. He doesn't weigh enough. He's not big enough. He's all skin and bones, walking like Gumby out there. There's just no way. Isaiah Hartenstein's your answer. And no, Chet needs to play better. I was not impressed. And he might be the deciding factor if they end up losing the series.
Go ahead, Ash. Go ahead.
Now that was a hot take. All right, let's get to it. I loved everything you said right there. Sing, Ashley, sing. A.M. Pfeffer, did Chet redeem himself in game 2?
Definitely not.
Thank
like
you.
Ashley said, 17 and 9. 17 and 9 is your minimum. And this is an endemic across the NBA with the big men. Şengün, you didn't redeem yourself at all throughout the series. I mean, you got a little bit better at the end against the Lakers and all of that. Jalen Duren, you certainly didn't redeem yourself over those 2 series. I mean, you guys are second and third team All-NBA big men. You need to show up and show out when you are in the playoffs. Okay, and Holmgren has been actually pretty good in those first 2 series, but this is the San Antonio Spurs. This is what everybody's waiting to see. And forget your matchup against Wemby, because that doesn't even exist. Everybody tried to put it in the minds. It doesn't exist anymore. But you still have to be a guy who's doing what you're supposed to do and shoot 56% from the floor. Okay, that's inside, that's outside, whatever it is. He did hit a couple of big threes, and had some moments in like game 1 or whatever it was, but no, it's not. There's no redemption across the board here. He's got at a minimum to be 17-9, and it's the playoffs. He should be even better than that.
Amen.
We got to change Wembanyama's last name to Voorhees, as in Jason Voorhees. I mean, this guy, he's a serial killer out there, man, especially when it comes to Chet. Like, Wemby, I don't know what Chet did, bro, but you're ruthless with that cat. All right, put me on the clock, and here we go. Hell no, Chet did not redeem himself in game 2. 13, 4, and 2, no blocks, no steals, no threes in 27 minutes. Yuck. Got called out by everybody from Carmelo Anthony to DeMarcus Cousins. 13 points and no blocks. I'm glad that he helped out on the parlay, but he got blocked by Wemby at the rim at least once. Chet airballed a 3 from the right wing. Remember that? That was cool. Remember the time when Chet begged for free throws after a clear non-shooting foul by Luke Cornett? Remember that? On the left baseline? It seemed like he only played well when Wemby was out of the game. Okay? Wemby is the bully. Chet is the skinny kid who keeps giving his lunch money to the bigger, badder bully. That's what's happening here. Okay? So let's again clock this one up. I want to go to... I want to go to Ashley first on this. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a setup. But the question is, should OKC trade Chet for Giannis? Okay. Should OKC trade Chet for Giannis? Forbes put out some good intel on this. Evan Sidery said, the Thunder only need to decline Isaiah Hartenstein's team option this summer to become apron compliant for a Giannis trade. I saw that and I was like, that's a pretty big deal right there. Okay. Boom. It's in the show. And he put up a little proposed trade. The Bucks would receive Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort in a 2026 first. OKC gets Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right. Clock up Ashley here. Should OKC trade Chet for Giannis?
Well, what did I say last week, you guys, when we were talking about all the potential trades and where Giannis should go? I was very high on OKC. I was dying on that hill all alone. We heard every other possible scenario. We heard the Knicks and Miami and the Warriors. And I'm like, what the hell do those
Mavericks,
teams?
don't forget the Mavericks.
The Mavericks. But what the hell do those teams have to offer? Nothing. Zero. Should it? I mean, I don't think it's a straight up trade. But like you said, I know that the Bucks are looking for draft capital. That is their goal. And OKC has what, 3 in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. So they're the only team that has the ability to make the Bucks happy. And the reason why Giannis hasn't been traded yet is because the Bucks are not seeing anything worth the value. What are you going to trade him for, a bag of pencils and an eraser? Like, no, this is Giannis we're talking about. MVP, champion caliber player. I mean, he won a championship. So Chet, Lou Dort, like you said, I know Lou Dort is a free agent. Isaiah Hartenstein, as he mentioned, it was a team option for next year. So, yeah, I think that's a fair trade. You could even, if you wanted to, throw in Jalen Williams if that's possible, if you're going to choose between the two. But OKC has enough. They have enough. I would maybe throw in an extra pick to make the Bucks happy. But I think this is a really good trade, and I think it's going to happen.
I agree with everything but the Jalen Williams part. You can't have Jalen Williams.
Okay.
I love Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams to me would be a rock star starting center in the NBA right now. He'd be a dub every night. He'd be putting up triple doubles. Not like every night. He wouldn't be Jokic, but I'm a big fan. And with Dort, you've got Caruso and Wiggins who can't even play, and Joe, and you've got like all these defensive-minded wings, right? So to me, Dort's a little bit more expendable. And I do like Lou Dort, but Dwight Walton, you are next, my friend. Should the Thunder trade Chet for Giannis?
I'm going to condense the question. Should the Thunder trade for Giannis? Period. Yes. Whether it's Chet, whether it's Jalen Williams, whether it's the other Jalen Williams, no matter what. Even if the Thunder go on to win this year, you have to be a prophet. You have to prognosticate how good your competition is going to be. I've said it over and over again, and I'll say it again today. This is the worst, and I put that word in quotation. This is the worst we're going to see of Victor Wembanyama. Whether the Thunder beat the Spurs and go on to win the championship this season, you have to understand that the Thunder are going to be going against that monster up the alley, up the highway in San Antonio. So yes, it doesn't matter who the Thunder want to trade. They need to acquire Antetokounmpo if they want to be able to compete against the Spurs for the foreseeable future. That trade, I'm with Ashley. I think that trade is going to happen, regardless.
B-Dot, you know what's up, man? Should the Thunder trade Chet for Giannis? Are you with this?
Yeah, you got to be with it. It's similar to when LeBron them beat Golden State and they had to go get KD. You might as well go ahead and be a step ahead. And even if y'all win, bring Giannis in. Because like Dwight say, I like that. That'd be a little campaign. If y'all win, bring Giannis in. Because like Dwight said, this guy's only going to get better. And you got to see this guy for the next 10 years of your career. And if you got the MVP, Canadian bread, he over there second guessing. All right, let me go ahead and just continue to pull up for this mid range. Let me chill. He even thinking about the mid range sometimes, but he's figuring it out. But at the end of the day, you got to go get Giannis. You feel me? And then once Giannis up, you got to go get the next best person after Giannis because Wemby ain't going nowhere no time soon. So I'm in overall agreement. You trade for Giannis. Whatever you need to give up, go get that boy ASAP because he's itching to be back in championship contention. You feel me? With a legitimate team and a legitimate squad. And why not OKC?
AM, we don't really have a lot of dissenting voices here in the boardroom. We seem to be condensing on a Giannis Chet thing here. Should the Thunder trade Chet for Giannis?
Yeah, if the Bucks are stupid enough to make this trade, yeah, of course the Thunder should trade for Giannis. I mean, just look at the breakdown. Like Chet just signed his extension. It doesn't kick into next year. Here's another guy on extension at $240 million. Okay? That's what he's getting paid for 5 years. And guess what? It's all guaranteed. And it can go up to $250 million, depending on what he ultimately gets. If they want to throw in Lou Dort to make the numbers work, sure, do that. He's not a free agent next year, but he's on a team option. So his $17 million could either come off the books from Milwaukee, or they could pay him that, or it could be an expiring, or whatever it is. But if that's what the Bucks want to do and start over their clock with Chet Holmgren and whatever picks they can get out of Oklahoma City, and it's cool that Oklahoma City has all these picks and can make this happen, except what are the picks going to be worth? Somewhere between 24 to 30 in the first round for how freaking long? Yes. But again, the Bucks are a dumpster fire. Everybody should be picking up the phone and trying to talk to their front office. And if there's an opportunity for Giannis to come down for Chet Holmgren and make this happen, yes, Oklahoma City should make that trade tomorrow.
We have a consensus. Yes. Guys, you know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Wemby's always going to dominate Chet. That's never going to change. In this series, Chet is shooting 22% against Wemby. Wemby's shooting 52% against Chet. If you can't beat Wemby, then you can't win any more titles. And if you can't win any more titles, then you're merely the Golden State Warriors. And so then what the hell is the point? Yes, Dwight, they just caught us straight. Giannis is a way better matchup for Wemby. OKC getting Giannis would be similar to GSW getting Durant. Wemby has changed the league. He has created an arms race to try to beat this nuclear weapon. He's now the target. SGA and OKC are not the target. Wemby's the target. Adding Giannis would make OKC the winners of the arms race, okay? And you would keep Giannis away from San Antonio because I think that could happen, okay? I would be shocked if the Thunder don't win at least one title with Giannis over the next 3 to 4 years if they're able to pull that trade off. So we are going to have Adam Smeirnoff, the guitarist from Lettuce, on in just a second. We have
Who's that?
the insufferable Dr. X. What? Come on in here. Doc, I want to give you a hug, brother. What's up, man? How you doing? Doc, give us the update.
What up?
Give us the you've been world traveling. Dude, I'm seeing Shalea in these concert halls. Like, I mean, just Like the dresses and gowns are spectacular. Huge crowd behind. Dude, take us into all that, man.
Oh man, it's been crazy. So proud of my wife. You know, she's did a 6-show tour in Amsterdam, and just the crowd has been incredible. You know, thousands and thousands of people at each of these venues, and people up dancing in the aisles and things of that nature. So it's been great. The only bad part about it is I got to stay up and I have to scout for the Knicks because you know they hired me. You know, so we're half tired the next day. Then we're traveling, so then we went to Turkey. Now we're currently in Greece, and we'll be here. But you know, don't want to give all the juice. But all in all, man, I'm happy to see my Knicks. I know. Hey, B-Dot, you got anything to say, bro? You got anything to say?
What I never what you if we want to go back to the tape, I said the Knicks should be in the finals. I never said they were going to lose.
That
What
is
did you
true.
say?
No. Just
Yeah.
you did. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying in
I'm happy for
terms.
Brunson.
I know, but just in terms of the fact that he didn't give up with 8 minutes to go, he kept fighting.
Yo,
He can learn.
Can we?
I mean, the way.
Hey, down
Yeah.
22 with 8 versus down 35 with 8
Please.
is different.
All I'm
Down
saying,
36.
all I'm saying
I
is
would-
that,
yeah,
all
that
I'm
was
saying
OD.
is that he could learn.
Yeah.
He can learn. Not saying, you know, we can learn from each other, right? I'm just saying he can learn someone like Brunson.
Oh, man. That didn't age well.
He
at
might
all,
be his
Ant-Man.
teammate. He might be his
That didn't
teammate
age-
one day.
Oh man, that didn't age at all well, man. They were down.
It's all
They
good.
were down by 35 going against a 7-10 demigod. Okay,
Of course.
Granted,
Of
still,
course.
you don't go.
Of
Yeah,
course.
but that was. I don't
No,
know what
I
Ant
was
Man was
shocked.
thinking. I can't take up for him no more. Phil, I can't do it. I can't take
Yeah,
up for him no more.
we need to discuss that for real. That
Yeah,
pisses me
Ashley,
off.
I saw your
That-
post, Ashley, and Dwight. Yes, I saw your Facebook thing. What's funny is I had the same sentiment. I told Shley at the same time. She thought I was so deep. By the way, when I said it, I was like, yeah, and you know, notice he didn't give up with 8 minutes to go, and something like that. But it seems like everybody was on that wavelength. They kind of like made sure like that was crazy. But anyway, I'll let y'all take it from there.
Being the killer, part-time killer he is, he took his guns out. He gave them to. He put them on the ground. I don't like that. You gotta Queen Latifah. You gotta set it off. You gotta go out shooting. You got it.
That's a good analogy. I respect that. Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, that hurt.
Hey, Doc, take a swing on the topic we're discussing right now. Should the Thunder trade Chet for Giannis? And no clock on Doc. Let him run a little bit. Let him gallop up on top of that horse and get lathered back up, man.
You can give me a clock. Honestly, I mean, I didn't think about that before, but I would say, yeah, why not? The thing with Chet is he seems to show up, you know, once in a blue. I mean, not once in a blue, but, you know, he averages a certain thing. We expect him to do more from what he was in terms of his pick in the draft, his size, his metrics, his ability to shoot the ball. And so they would be giving up a lot of shooting from Chet. But to have Giannis, which is a guaranteed 30, is great. It just depends on who they surround him with. I would probably say you might want to give up JDub, honestly, because JDub looks like he has a hamstring issue that keeps on coming up at the most inopportune times. And as you've seen with people like Aaron Gordon, players like Aaron Gordon, it's a slippery slope. It just continues to get worse and worse as long as as they get more frequent. So I would say someone like Chet, I wouldn't give up on Chet because he's young and he's had some great moments in some of the playoffs from last year. I would say someone like JDub might be more expendable because they pretty much played without him this whole year. And to your point, Rick, about De'Aaron Fox, you were like, they don't need him. I mean, they definitely could use him, but you know, they played without him, right? But if you feel that way about De'Aaron Fox, why not feel that way about JDub? So I would say JDub would be the one to go. But yeah, Giannis, regardless, would be able to help.
What's crazy is the Thunder literally have not missed Jalen Williams one bit the whole season.
At all.
Not one little bit have they missed. I mean, Caruso went Curry in game 1. Caruso was fantastic in game 2. Aaron Wiggins can't even find the floor.
Okay, got it.
Aaron Wiggins, a heck of a player. All right, go ahead, Dwight. Sorry.
No, so listen, we've been killing Jalen Duren all playoffs. If you look at Chet's numbers, they are eerily similar to what Duren put up during his run in the playoffs. So Chet right now, I think he's being helped or covered up by the greatness of the Thunder's depth. But the reality is, because the spotlight is on Holmgren right now in these Western Conference playoffs, specifically with the narrative that we want to put out there in terms of this rivalry with Wembanyama, Holmgren is starting to stick out like a sore thumb. So we need to give Holmgren some criticism here because he's not putting up the numbers that he should be.
No, he is not. Welcome on, a dear friend of Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network, one of the top musicians on earth. It is Adam Smeirnoff, the guitarist from the funk band Lettuce. There's my boy right there. Adam, welcome back to Beyond the Surface, man. Rick Kamla, Dr. Phil McDonald, a.k.a. the insufferable Dr. X, always in his Knicks gear. Dwight Walton, Ashley Neville, A.M. Pfeffer. Adam Smeirnoff, a.k.a. Schmeens, first question to you is, and I want Doc to come in next, and I really want to hear Doc and sort of his answer on this too. Just, do we still have Adam? Okay. So, Doc, you go. We do have Adam.
Okay, there I am.
Adam, take us through your emotions watching game 1. It's like late third, and I'm like, this thing's over, man. I think the Cavs got game 1. Boom! I mean, the whole thing just spins on that. So take us through the emotions.
I lost a couple years off my life. But totally worth it. Totally worth it. It's okay. I might have had a small heart attack. Small. You know, the funny part is like my wife left to go get my daughter from her dance recital. She's got her recital this weekend. She came in. It was right in between the end of the fourth and overtime, and I'm lying on the floor. Like, I can't even believe what just happened, what I just experienced. You know, it was an emotional roller coaster. You know, there's a lot of people who call this team the Heart Attack Knicks, you know, and we fully lived it on that one. And, you know, as far as other emotion, now it's funny because you caught me on game day, so you have a much more civilized Schmeens today. Versus like before the series start, or like yesterday perhaps, where you might have had a more unhinged Schmeens. And so, you know, the unhinged me has been put in the drawer for today because, you know, now it's anxiety game 2. Because you know what? If you lose game 2, that win in game 1 doesn't really mean that much. So you got to come a little bit more conservative today. And we don't want to, like, you know, over celebrate one win. So
Dr.
Here we are.
So, Dr. X, I want you to take us through your emotions, okay? And then ask Adam a question and take it from there. But what was your emotional roller coaster like?
Man, it was crazy because what's funny is that, as you guys know, I hit the chat up like at halftime going into the third. I wasn't able to watch it anymore because we had a hot air balloon excursion planned in Turkey, Cappadocia, Turkey. I wasn't going to watch it until after. So it was in the balances. I was like, okay, they could definitely come back from, 15, 16, right? And so I stopped it then. It was in the third. So then I literally tell all my boys outside this chat as well, like, do not text me because I have it taped. I'm going to watch it later. And then I said the same to you guys, but I actually just said, I just took my notifications off. Next thing you know, I did everything. I took off sleeper fantasy notifications, all the notifications. Out the blue, I didn't know that StubHub gives you updates. So StubHub hits me up and says, Knicks strike first. I'm like, what? I was so pissed because I wanted to watch it like with the
Oh,
same, so it says Knicks strike first. I'm like, what else am I going to take from that? I'm like, there's no way. I was like, whoa, that should have been incredible because they were down by enough when I left, and I still thought it was possible. So then, lastly, what ended up happening is my wife and I, without the stress, knowing what happened, I said, don't tell me the score, don't tell me what happens, and then all that stuff. So we watched it, but there's like a biblical thing that we say. It's like a sermon a lot of pastors say because you know how the story ends based off in Revelation. So you feel better about what you're going through
Mm-hmm.
today because you can
Mm-hmm.
actually, flash back and say, hey, I know how the story ends. So I can watch everything that happened. So I watched Carlton Towns foul the dude and was like, oh, it's all good because we're gonna win this game. Then I watched literally everything happen, like the turnovers, all that stuff, and then Brunson just went on a burner and started. So that, I mean, honestly, watching it, already knowing that they were going to win, I didn't know how. So watching Brunson do that time after time after time, and then Mikal coming through in the clutch with 2 threes and Shamit again as well with the one that rolled in, it was incredible. So we were there eating breakfast, and we were like reacting to my phone, and it was just dope to see like 6 a.m. in the morning in Turkey. And all I can say is maybe some prayers. I said I was closer to God in the hot air balloon, and maybe He heard one of them. And that's all I could think of because that's exactly the timing of when it happened.
it's a game of inches, man. It's a game of inches. And the closer
It
you are, the
is.
better. You got a question for Adam?
I do, Adam. So my thing is Carlton Towns was going to show up last game, and OG and Nobi, like, we gave him a pass because he's coming off a hamstring injury, and usually when he takes a break, he's always horrible the first game or rusty the first game. What are you expecting from Towns in the rest of this series, and God willing, the NBA Finals? Um, like, he can't be missing in action anymore. No more. You're an all-star. Like, what are you expecting from this guy?
Yeah, obviously I feel like Jared Allen and Mobley, their mobility, their size, gives him a little bit of trouble, but I do expect him to adjust. I do expect him to find where he was prior to the other 7 wins in a row before this, where you see him passing. I expect to see more assists from him. I expect to see more rebounds from him. I don't know if we need to count on him necessarily as a 28 point a game score to win this series, honestly. Um,
Mhm.
I expect a little bit more from our wings. I expect more from Deuce McBride. Shamit showed out. I feel like one of the biggest unsung, adjustments of Mike Brown, and we talked about this last time I was on the show, that I said Mike Brown makes adjustments where Tibbs did not. And we saw it at the end of the last game where he went with Shamit down the stretch versus Hart. And I don't think we would have ever seen that under Tibbs. And it changed the dynamic of the game, both defensively and spreading the floor. And, you know, so back to your question, what do I expect from Towns? I expect a couple games where he's going to have big 20 something point games. And I expect some games where he's going to have big assist numbers. And there you go.
I like
All
it.
right,
I like it.
Dwight, come on in here with a question.
No, my question to you, Adam. Once again, welcome to the show. Uh, this is tough because I know it's on our rundown. Do you think the Knicks won that game on Tuesday night? Do you think they won it, or was it just malpractice on all sides in regards to what happened on Tuesday night?
I absolutely think they won it. I watched the game again. I put it on and I watched
Mhm.
it from 22 points down and I watched the entire thing again, not just highlights. And what I think won it for them was their intensity on defense down the stretch. They changed who they were. They remembered who they were through this stretch. They shook that rust off, maybe not offensively, maybe not from three, but they remembered who they were as far as intensity is concerned. And I remember last time we were here, you asked, what does this team need? And I said, consistency. And I
Yeah.
feel like through this playoff run, since game 3 in Atlanta, we have found consistency. And that consistency has to do with their intensity. And you saw Jalen Brunson yell at the team. And you could tell he was asking, even if we're not going to win this game, let's play with more intensity. And that's what we saw. And I feel like that's what won them the game. So, yes, they won it.
Mhm.
All right. I love it. B-Dot, come on in here with a question for the great Adam Smeirnoff, guitarist from the Folk Band, latest best folk band on earth. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I wanna test your basketball knowledge and guitarist knowledge as well. As a guitarist, who in the NBA playoffs right now has the most? Hold on, baby. I know I'm loud, baby. I'm asking Adam a question, baby. Okay. I'm
I'm
sorry.
with you. I got my son right over here. He's playing with some
There you
bubbles.
go.
There he is.
Okay. So
I'm
back to
with
the
you.
question.
Oh,
As a
yeah.
guitarist,
Wait. Well, hold on. Who's your favorite Knicks player?
me personally. Oh,
Jalen Brunson. That's right.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go. What a cutie,
Well,
man. What a cute
I
kid.
probably already know the answer to this question. As a guitarist, who in the NBA playoffs plays the most like a lead guitarist? The guy who can control the rhythm, take over the moment, and make the whole crowd feel it when needs to.
And you know what? I'm not even about that life. I'm not even about the lead guitar player's life. I'm a rhythm player. I am a
Okay.
team player. I am about holding down the groove and being unsung. Okay? So to me, I'm going with Mikal Bridges on that.
There you
He is
go.
That
unsung.
Tatum's guy. That
He is
Tatum's guy.
playing defense the whole time. People ain't even watching him in the right
Mhm.
way. People complaining about, oh, he's not taking flashy enough solos. I don't need him to take flashy solos. I need you to play defense on the other team and hold this team together. That's it.
I love it.
I
I
like
love it,
it.
Sheems.
I'm right with you. Cause I
Oh,
took it
that's great.
I took it for
love that, yo.
fantasy score on my parlay. I need you to play defense, get them deflections, steals, rebounds. I'm right. I love it. I'm right with you. There you go.
Yes.
Great answer. Great answer.
Phenomenal.
Excellent.
Phenomenal. AM Pfeffer, come on in here, brother, with a question for Adam.
Shmeens, the level of confidence emanating off of you right now through the camera is just radiating upon all of us, and it is beautiful to see. You know, by the way, I'm so glad you brought up Mikal Bridges because he was my question for you. I mean, I wanted to hear your thoughts on him. I mean, this guy's 67% from the field since the Philadelphia series, nearly 50% from three, playing two-way. Like, I love that you brought him up. He was my question. I just want you to extrapolate even further on how important Mikal Bridges has been for the team and stepped up in, I don't know, call it Cat's absence in game one. I mean, because this is what we needed. You know, like, I've been saying all along, like, to get to the finals, to win it all, Bridges had to be the guy. Let's talk a little bit more about Bridges suddenly being the guy.
Yeah. You know, I don't think another 22, 23 point a game score was what this team ever needed. And we had to go out, and part of the way you build around a Jalen Brunson, who has incredible positives and some deficiencies too, right? He obviously size, you know, maybe who he could defend. Like, luckily, we don't have to play Cade in this series because that would have created an incredible mismatch for us as far as size would be concerned. But I think you went out and you got Bridges, you got OG essentially to cover up for to make it a more cohesive team both offensively and defensively, right? And to me, that's kind of like the beauty of the Bridges OG situation. And sometimes I feel like some of casual fans or Knicks fans might take it for granted, knowing that, hey, sometimes offense doesn't come, but at least every night, and literally every night for Mikal Bridges, who's played every game throughout his whole college and NBA career, is going to go out there and play tough on D. And, you can't be perfect, but I know through the Josh Hart interviews that he's talked about on the Roommate Show that this guy takes these matchups in these series personally. And I think you can start to see that more and more the more you watch him.
I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. We are Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. My boy, Adam Smeirnoff is here from the funk band Lettuce. Check them out. Their new album, Cook, is out. Relatively new album. And they will be hitting the stage somewhere near you, I presume, pretty soon. All right. Ashley Neville, it is your turn to fire a question at Adam Smeirnoff. Go ahead.
Where do you rank Jaylen Brunson all-time Knicks player?
Currently number 2.
Okay. Who's number 1?
Currently
Woo.
Patrick Ewing.
Ewing, yeah.
Woo.
And I'm going to answer that. We've had the same conversation on the show before, and I'm answering from who I've watched play. I wasn't alive for Clyde or Reed or DeBusschere or that, so I can't answer that with them, even though it might be them. Probably is them. They've won chips.
Right.
Anyone I've watched hasn't. But Patrick led this team to the NBA Finals. Patrick led this team to 10 playoff appearances in a row. He put the team on his back, and currently Brunson's my number 2. And if he wins a chip, he's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he ends the debate if he wins a chip. So I want to keep it on Brunson here, Adam. And hopefully we can get Dr. X back because I actually want to ask him this question too. And look, I'm a huge Brunson fan. I watch the bouncing ball. However, I am not a hardcore Knicks fan who has seen every moment of every game like you and Dr. X. Was game one Jalen Brunson's finest moment so far as a Knick?
Hard to say. He's had so many incredible moments with us. And I think there's more to come. So I'm going to say no, because wait till you see what he does next.
Oh, I like it. All right, Dr. X, I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked Adam. Was game one Jalen Brunson's finest moment? And I'm going to put so far on there because he's mid-career. But was that his finest moment as a Knick so far?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think when you think about the fact that he had the whole speech that I don't know how audible the speech was, but him rallying the troops like he's the freaking gladiator and they're about to go out there and, just leave it all on the line and then backs it up. And then it's not even like the guys on the other side are like some bench players or the main players injured. Donovan Mitchell's out there, also had a great game. I know he may be tired, but I hate that excuse because you got game 2 every other day. So, you might as well be ready for game 1. I think that's overrated. He should have been ready. I don't know why he didn't take any shots. I don't know if he's hurt or anything. But that said, Jalen Brunson had his arch nemesis for the moment out there.
You know
Harden,
what?
he was just cooking every play in a row. There's nothing they could do about it. Well, actually, there was something they could do about it, but the coach didn't do his job.
I might be agreeing with you.
Anyway,
I didn't really think about
really bad reception here, guys.
Okay. I didn't really think about too much in the entirety of his career as far was this his best moment. But now that you're really talking about it, just because of the weight of being in the Eastern Conference Finals, yeah, it might be. Might be.
We got a ways to go with this.
We got a ways to go.
Dr. X, we got a long. You guys know.
Over.
I got the jersey. I got the blue one. I think I'm going to get the home one here soon, Doc. Yeah, that's I'm a.
You guys, what might have been his favorite moment? You might know what might have been his best moment so far, besides this game 1. taking less money, so he gets the crew coming along, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. That might have been his best moment, the signing of that contract.
Very good point. Hey,
That's the nice
Dr. X, it always comes down to money for AM Pfeffer. I mean, always. It's always about the green and the Johnny Manziel for AM Pfeffer. We love you that way, man. Dr. X, do you have another question for Adam?
At this point, no, man, because I know we got that pregame anxiety. We just want the game to start already.
Yeah, counting down. We're counting down. But
I
you
have
know
a-
what?
I
I'll
have
tell
a
you
question.
what. Let me tell you something. If for some reason the Knicks go up like 3-0, like call me back and you're not going to see this version of me. I'll be like more of like a psycho wrestler telling you we're going to win the whole thing. David versus Goliath, like, you know, him versus Wemby. We're going to take him down with a slingshot. But that didn't even come out of my mouth. I'm just saying, I'm looking into the future, the crystal ball. And, you know, if things were to happen, you might see a little different version of me. I'm telling you, I'm really subdued right now versus how I was trying to hit you personally the other day, Cam. Seeing orange and blue skies, you know, just
Yeah.
let's see if that'll happen.
I'm sorry our wires got crossed. He hit me during the show. I actually showed and then we tried to connect and we just couldn't. But we're here now, so I'm psyched about that. Dwight Walton, go ahead.
Yeah, Adam, I want to go back to Mikal Bridges. I'm with you. I don't think that the criticism is warranted, but do you think because of the draft capital that the Knicks had to give up to get Bridges, does that skew people's opinions of him when he doesn't shoot the current 67% that he is right now from the field since game 3 of the Atlanta Hawks series?
Yeah, I mean, that's the price. That's the price we paid. And it's always going to come back. And, you know, but I don't think when you talk about those 5 picks, how much you realized, how much we as a franchise even realized how much of a win now moment that we are currently in right now. I don't think people truly realize that we would make the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. I don't know if people gave us even a shot of making the NBA Finals during that time. So I feel like the Knicks fans were traumatized through the years, and our trauma comes out. Our trauma comes out during like dark moments, and there's all kinds of dark moments that come and go throughout the season, and we revisit our trauma, and you know that's what it is.
And I have another
Here for a
question.
second.
Go ahead,
I have
Dwight.
a follow-up. I have a follow-up. Should the world end? No, okay, listen, I don't want to throw salt because I'm actually here for the Knicks.
What, you're going Armageddon on us? What's happening here, Dwight?
Yes. What happens when the world ends? What are we asking here?
So,
This
again, what happens? What do you do if the Knicks don't get to the finals? What do you do?
What do you mean? What do I do? It's what I've always done. Come back the
Okay,
next year.
no. In terms of the team, do you make sweeping changes?
I don't know. I can't even visit that right now. We're currently doing real great. When we get to that bridge, let's cross it. You know, my phone's about to die. I appreciate you guys having me on. Let's go Knicks. You know, let's go get game 2, the W tonight, and not count any of our chickens before they're hatched. And let's go.
Good job, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Adam, love you, man. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Peace. Hey, B-Dot. I got to dap you up. That question was so dope, dude. That question was, dude,
Agreed.
I loved it. It was amazing. Because I haven't heard, you know, I go way back with him, and they're my second favorite band, right? And all that kind of stuff. I play to let us all the time, dude. Like, I got their tunes. I can't say I got them down, but I feel anyway. But dude, I haven't heard, and I know his style. He's not like the the spider all over the fretboard guy. He's not. He's the groove guy, right? He's more of a rhythm guy, and he can solo too. Don't let him over humble you. He can solo his ass off too, okay? But you know what? He ain't Slash in Guns N' Roses, right? With the top hat and the spotlight on him and like the kick-ass solo. Dude, he ain't that guy. But that question was awesome, dude.
Rick, may I? Before we move on, and I kind of wanted this with Shmeen's on, but hopefully he's still potentially watching. Maybe we get a close-up here. Maybe we get a little close-up from Jason and Kai, getting the camera a little closer here so we can see. Can everybody see that?
0.1%.
Can't see it.
The dot. But this dot's for you, man. The 0.1%.
Yeah.
But this, the reason I really, really, really want to bring this up, and I know a lot has been made out there, okay? But I don't think everybody else is doing a good enough job talking about the math. Hey, Rick, you talk about AM loving the money, but I love math more than anything else. Our universal language, guys. Just put this in perspective, okay? 1% is effectively 1 out of 100, right? So if they played that scenario in that game 100 times, okay, only once would the Knicks have come back. But guys, the dot. This is 0.1%. That means it's 1 out of 1,000. Does everybody understand the difference between 100? You played this scenario, so let's just put this in further perspective. Let's say the Knicks and the Cavs played that exact same game for 2 years and 7.5 months. Every single day for 2 years and 7.5 months, that game was played over and over. You know how many times the Knicks would win it? Once. And it happened. And that's what happened in the Eastern Conference Final. That's how improbable, how amazing, how incredible
That's crazy.
that comeback was. Never forget how that was so awesome. Was so freaking awesome as a fan of basketball and as a fan of the New York Knicks. We should all be in awe. Brunson was that cool under pressure.
I thought the number was the percentage of the chance that James Harden got a chance to stop Brunson. 0.1.
That's about right. It's about the same on the other side, man. Was he get
hey, Dot, the good news is the odds on your parlays are better than 0.1%. Okay, so you got that going for you.
Hello.
Okay, so I want to play a game show with you guys right now. I want to play a little game show. That's right. Your boy Wink Kamla is back in the house. Your plucky host, okay? The game show is called Jalen Brunson versus everybody. Here's the bit. Which player would you rather have on your team in their current form right now? Jalen Brunson or, and I'm going to give you the name, and it's just, this is not like a deep dive. These aren't paragraphs. It's literally, if I say Brunson or Wemby and you say Wemby, we're moving on to the next, okay? Because I got a list of players and I want to play this game with all of the panel members here. So just give me the answer. What we're trying to do here is find where Jalen Brunson kind of ranks, okay? Overall, to each of us. Is he 4? Is he? Here we go. Yes. Here we go. I was about to get my wink on. Come on, what's up? So that's the game. And I've got a list of like all the best players in the league, and we're just going to go quickly through it, man. So I want to go first to B-Dot here. B-Dot, okay? Let's play the game. Actually, since Dr. X is back, I want to go to him first. Dr. X, do we have a good connection here? You good?
My connection sucks. Probably my last question.
Okay, so that's exactly why I want to go to you. So, Doc, here's the bit. We're doing a game show here. It's called Jalen Brunson versus everybody. Okay, so I'm going to give you like Jalen Brunson or SGA. Just give me the guy you'd rather have on your team right now in their current form. This is not about resumes, right? It's about who you want in your uniform right now on the wood. Okay, I didn't even invite LeBron James to this conversation. Okay, love him, but is anybody on this panel taking LeBron over Jalen Brunson right now? Crickets. Okay, all right, we're moving on. Dr. X, and I love LeBron.
Dwight?
You're taking
Dwight
okay,
is.
okay.
Dwight
I'll add
is.
LeBron to the list. I will add LeBron to the list because Dwight just threw me a curveball that I did not anticipate, and I was never good at hitting curveballs, Dwight. I could hit a fastball, but not a curveball. Okay, so Dr. X, let's get to the game here. Let's get to the game. Okay. Jalen Brunson or SGA?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay, I already see where we're going with this. Victor Wembanyama or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Oh, okay.
Please. Oh God.
Dude,
Here we
you're
go.
my guy. You're my guy. Okay,
Yeah.
Nikola
Oh,
Jokic
my
or
Nope.
Jalen Brunson. I'm already having fun with this game. Wink Campbell's in the zone right now. Nikola Jokic or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Oh boy, I like this. You know what I really like about this, Doc? I like that your cousin is hating this. Okay, that's what I like the most about this. So there's only one more guy I'm going to ask about, Doc, because I think we're getting the point here. Luka Doncic or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay, so we can stop here, right, Doc? There's nobody in the league you would rather have in your uniform than Brunson, correct?
Nope. That's what I want. That's it. He understands the task. He's consistent. Even when they lose, he goes out fighting. Like that's what you need. He takes less money. He's being more inclusive. He's improving the things that he needed to work on in real time and inside the game as well. Also knows when to put on the cape. He knows when to like defer as well. So those are all things that he's worked on and has improved. So and to me, it's the clutch making ability and the ability to just. I mean, if you look at the stats right now with him being 35 points plus or averaging 30. That's like rare air. There's only like about 5 other players that we, hold in high regard that are on that list. And I'm sure you guys can pull up who that is, but that's like Michael Jordan, that's Kobe Bryant, that's, I don't remember all the names, but I know Jalen Brunson's on that list. And to me, that's what's special about him.
Doc, I miss you, man. It's so good to have you back. And the swagger, the confidence, the New York bravado. That's badass, dude. All right, so there's nobody in the game that Doc would rather have in his uniform than Jalen Brunson. I don't want to pump fake B-Dot twice. Dwight, I'll come to you next. Because I know Dwight is just chomping at the bit right now. So Dot, let's play this game. Brunson or SGA, who you got?
In the East, right now, Jalen Brunson.
No, just overall.
Overall, SGA. Come on now.
Okay. So Wemby or Brunson?
Wemby.
Jokic.
Wemby.
Jokic. I understand. Jokic or Brunson?
Jokic.
Okay. Luka or Brunson?
Give me Brunson.
Who?
Brunson. Give me Jalen.
Oh, I like it.
Jalen.
I like that a lot. Okay. Now, let me go back to the list here. Ant-Man or Jalen Brunson?
Here it is. Look at the stoicism on Doc's face, waiting for this.
Give me Jalen. This for you, Doc. Give me Jalen. One's at home.
Doc thumbs up.
And one's on the court with all his weaponry. It's all his arsenal. One that gave up all the everything. He don't got the shotgun no more, the knife. He at home chilling. He not even cleaning off his weapons. One steel's fully loaded. So I'm going with Brunson.
Oh my God, I'm having so much fun with this. Jaylen Brown or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay. LeBron James or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay. Cade Cunningham or Jalen Brunson?
I'm going with Jalen. Jalen still got healthy lungs. Got to.
Oh. Wow, he played the healthy lung card.
After that lung collapse, I lost all hope in Detroit. I'm sorry. That was he was playing too hard. It's come on, man. You that much on your plate and your lungs collapsing. They already said that Detroit didn't have enough, and now he didn't even have enough respiratory system. So Yeah, I'm going with JB.
All right, couple more here for B-Dot against Jalen Brunson. Jalen or Kawhi Leonard?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson or Kevin Durant?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay, and I'm not going to read anybody else because if you wouldn't. Okay, so B-Dot would rather have SGA, Wemby, and Jokic than Brunson, and that's it. Okay, that's why we're doing this. Like, so essentially, the way you're perceiving it, like Brunson's kind of sort of like number 4, right? Which is the exercise that we're doing here. And for Doc, Brunson is number 1. All right, Dwight Welton, thank you, sir. Your wait is over. Jalen Brunson or SGA?
SGA.
Wemby or Brunson?
Wemby.
Jokic or Brunson?
Jokic.
Luka or Brunson?
Brunson.
That is a surprise. Okay, again, Dwight, I love it, but I did not anticipate that answer right there. Okay, let's keep going. Ant-Man or Brunson?
Brunson.
Okay, Jaylen Brown or Brunson?
Brunson.
Maxey or Brunson?
Brunson.
Kawhi, I know you love Kawhi Leonard. Dwight, Kawhi or Brunson?
I'm taking Brunson because Kawhi's never available. Brunson.
Okay. LeBron or Brunson?
LeBron. What he's doing at 41, I don't think Brunson at 41 will be doing what Bron. And Bron is still legit. Bron for sure.
No. Today, Dwight.
But hold
today,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
Right
this
now.
Is today. You're still same answer?
Today, Bron is still 6'8", 260, doing what he does. I'm taking Bron.
Okay,
Bron.
I get it. We just had to probe like one level deeper beyond the surface. Okay, Kate Cunningham or Jalen Brunson, Dwight?
No, this is where I want to. I want to apologize. It's clear as day that Jason, and Kai, they have me yelling and screaming that Kate Cunningham is better than Jalen Brunson. I want to take that back. I am taking Brunson over Cade Cunningham. I take it back.
Wow. I love the take integrity, Dwight. I do. Okay, so Brunson over Cade. I understand. Brunson Durant.
That is a tough one for me. No matter all the quirkiness that he has off of the floor, all the burner accounts, when it comes down to it, when he's on the court, I think he's just as clutch as Jalen Brunson. Because of his height, oh God, this is tough. I'm taking Durant.
Okay, Dot, I got to bring it. You're kind of shaking your head and stuff. Why? What's going on there?
Oh, man, come on, man. Brunson, his name is the captain for the reason. Look how he's leading this team. He's leading this Knicks team where they need to go. I'm still waiting for KD to take that step and lead a team to, like, of course you can't do it by yourself, but I need you to be that top dog and take that team, put them on your back, score 22 points in 7 minutes. You feel me? I need that, but I understand. I understand the logic. I understand.
I'm taking Durant.
I dig it. Okay, so Brunson 6 for Dwight. SGA, Wemby, Jokic, LeBron, and KD over Brunson. Brunson over the rest of the league. Ashley Neville, you are next up. Jalen Brunson or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
SGA.
Wemby or Brunson?
Wemby.
Jokic or Brunson?
Jokic.
Ant-Man or Brunson?
Brunson.
Okay, all right. Luka or Brunson?
Luka.
Okay. Ant-Man, I think I already said Ant-Man. Jaylen Brown or Brunson?
Brunson.
Maxey or Brunson?
Brunson.
Kawhi or Brunson?
Brunson.
Okay. LeBron or Brunson?
I don't like this one.
You might not play.
I don't like this one. This one's tough because like LeBron's already proven himself so many times. We still need to see Jalen get a championship and some MVPs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take LeBron for now, but ask me the same question next year.
Okay. Okay. Like, in other words, if LeBron's wearing another uniform, maybe it's another answer? Is that where you're going with that?
I'm just waiting to see Jalen actually make it to the finals, and I want to see what he does in the finals. I mean, each year he's been getting better, but I still need to see him get over that hump.
It's fair. It is. Okay.
I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. I think everyone's kind of a prisoner of the moment right now, and we're not taking into consideration what a lot of these other players have done throughout their career.
Well, again, this isn't a resume thing. This is, just like today, the current form of the player. Okay, so Kate Cunningham or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen. Kevin Durant or Jalen Brunson?
I'm stuck in between. It's from like from a pure score standpoint, like KD's one of the best ever. So, but Brunson leadership wise, like that's why I would want Brunson on my team for what he was able to do and rally his team back. So, this one's tough. I don't even know. I don't even want to respond. I don't even want to respond.
The drama builds right now. Like, we need to go to a commercial break, okay, and then come back. Like a cliffhanger has developed here. All right, give me an answer in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Noodles.
Kevin Durant.
Durant. Okay. All right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brunson is 7 on your list. When I saw, hi Noodles, you're very cute. I didn't put Jason Tatum on this list. I figured like you would say Brown over Tatum. Would anybody take Tatum over Jalen Brunson? Just like if you would. Okay.
I would.
That's still that's a maybe. Yes. That's a maybe for me. Well, because really? I mean, he won a championship, and if he's healthy, Jason Tatum's one of the best in the league, especially in the Eastern Conference.
So, am I adding Tatum? Am I adding Tatum to your list right here?
I mean, I would add. I mean, he's won a championship.
Okay.
When he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the league.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got Brunson at 8. Hey, B-Dot, super quick, man. I added Tatum to the list just now. Tatum or Brunson? Who would you rather have there?
Brunson.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's go to AM right now. AM, SGA or Brundog?
Oh, Canada.
Wemby or Brunson?
Give me the Frenchman. But you know what? I there are times when I think about this, but like Wemby hit that logo 3. He hit that it's Wemby. It's not. Come on, it's Wemby.
I honestly, I think that's the dopest thing he's done for me. Like the fast break, pull up, Steph Curry against OKC splasher to tie the effing game with like 40 seconds left. Like I haven't seen Wemby do anything cooler than that. How about,
in the same game, let's not forget the pump fake from the 3-point line. One dribble, and then a dunk.
Yeah.
Pump fake through 3-point, one dribble. Come on, Wemby. Wemby.
Wemby is human stupidity, man. There's no question about that. Jokic or Brunson?
Brunson.
Oh! Okay, we have an AM Zag right there. We do. We have an AM Zag right there.
You're asking me today? Jokic did not show in the playoffs. He didn't show.
He had a
I
rough
don't care
playoff.
what you would tell me. He did not show this year in the playoffs.
He had a rough playoff, dude. No doubt about it. Luka or Brunson?
Brunson, Luka hasn't even shown up to the team.
He showed up to his exit interview press conference, though, which was
That's
which
about
was
it.
what it was.
He showed.
See, Dwight, I'm trying to just like take the high road, and like there were like 3 jokes there, and I'm not in the mood today. I'm just not. I'm just not in the mood today. Maybe later I will be. All right, Ant-Man or Brunson? AM.
Brunson, come on.
Jaylen Brown or Brunson?
Brunson.
Tatum or Brunson?
Tatum.
What? Are you
You
serious?
know what?
Yeah, I'm taking Jason Tatum. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I like what Ashley
Wow.
said. Ashley's right. He's won. He's durable. He came back this year from the Achilles.
Yeah.
He went into shape and he was amazing. And it's freaking Jason Tatum. I get it. Like, Jason Tatum is all 3 levels of basketball. He fills stat sheets. He does it all. He's a winner. What do you want from me? Tell me what you want. And Jason Tatum I'm taking Jason Tatum.
So can I jump in here, Rick? Can I jump in
Yeah,
here?
of course. Yeah.
Call me, I'm on an island here. I thought Jason Tatum should have been the MVP of the finals. Maybe not the Eastern Conference finals, but the finals. How do you feel about that? Rest of the panel, how do you feel about that?
You're saying when Jaylen Brown won? When Jaylen Brown won it,
Finals
he should have
MVP,
been. Yes. Jason Tatum should have been the MVP of those finals.
I thought Tatum like 52%, Jaylen Brown 48%. I acknowledge that it was an absolute coin flip, but I would have given it to Tatum. Beat out. What would you have done there for Finals MVP that year?
Man, it was like 49-51. But I'm leaning towards Jaylen Brown just because he showed up in the moments that he needed to. And when Jason Tatum was lax and wasn't connecting like he usually was and was shooting 15 threes, JB was the aggressive one that solidified and made that whole team back to where they needed to be. So, I'm going with Jaylen Brown. But the numbers say Jason Tatum, but when you're watching a game, Dwight, you've seen it.
Yes, I agree with that.
And just the eye test, but but when you look at the numbers for somebody that didn't watch the game, 31, 10, and 7, whatever he did, it was just very close. I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
So that's
I'll give you that, Dot. I'll give you that. Yep.
So Jaylen Brown's primary defender numbers against Luka Doncic were off the charts in that series. That's why that's personally that's why I think the voters went with him. And they're not wrong. This is a coin flip debate right here. But I don't think anybody's guarded Luka better than Jaylen Brown did in that series when he was on him. Ashley, who would you have given Finals MVP to, Brown or Tatum?
I was so happy with the Jaylen Brown pick for the Finals MVP. Like B-Dot said, he came up in big moments. So I take a look at that. Jason Tatum might have had the better stats, but Jaylen showed up when it mattered. And then when you also look defensively on both ends of the floor, Jaylen Brown is one of the best two-way players in the game. So I was happy about it. I got a lot of crap for it when I was posting it. People calling me, "You really believe that? It was supposed to be Jason Tatum." I'm like, I'm standing by what I said. I posted it. Y'all saw it there. I meant it. I meant everything that I said. I think a lot of times I kind of understand Jalen's frustration, where it's always Jason Tatum's team, Jason Tatum this, Jason Tatum that. And I think that was finally that moment, or at least that should have been the moment where Jaylen Brown felt some respect from the league and from the voters to give that to him. And I think he earned it. He earned that.
Totally. So let's get back to AM and his list here. Okay, so Jason Tatum over Brunson. Maxey or Brunson, AM?
Brunson, but it's close. It's getting closer. But Brunson,
I love Maxey too, but not over my boy. Kawhi Leonard or Brunson?
Yeah, Brunson. And this is a perfect time to talk about like what we're doing here. Like, Brunson's a dog.
Yeah.
Third pick in the second round, molded himself into best player, and the team follows him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's following Kawhi anywhere. Brunson.
Okay, I like it. LeBron James or Jalen Brunson?
It's also why it's Brunson, because nobody's like LeBron has had his problems getting people to come and play for him, and he's the GM of the team and this and that. The guy had to, like, I love Dwight. You know I love LeBron. This isn't shade at LeBron. LeBron has had to make himself into the third option this year behind Austin Reeves to make the Lakers go the last 2 months of the season, and we're still talking like we're taking LeBron over Brunson. Stop, Brunson.
Brunson or Cade?
Now, this is another one. This is close. Cade's a dog. I'm not taking anything away from dog. Cade has jumped the level. He came back from the rib injury. Mm-hmm. He's playing out of his mind. He made Detroit into the number one seed in the East. However, at the current moment, Jalen Brunson's in the finals and Cade ain't. Brunson.
See, this is
Cade sitting right next to me with my daughter.
This is the problem. Right, and I understand why you're asking this question, because the one thing I don't want to. I'm not trying to crap on Brunson here, but we're giving this guy a hell of a lot of credit, who in reality hasn't accomplished much. He hasn't.
Amen.
Now it's amen. Now it's amen. When I was saying it, when I've been saying this the whole time, y'all was going to Ant-Man this. Ant-Man needs to be like Jalen. Jalen ain't accomplished nothing. He hasn't accomplished. Y'all about to get
one game over 2 years and 7.5 months.
No, we get that. No.
Game. Do you?
Because listen.
Do you? Because to me, he just accomplished one of the greatest feats in the history of NBA.
Which is fine. But the thing is, even I got caught up in it because I'm taking Brunson over Doncic. Doncic got to an NBA Finals.
Hell yeah. You know, say it louder. Say it louder.
This is the issue that I have. Again, I'm not throwing shade at Brunson, but this is definitely a prisoner of the moment question, because Brunson's
been a dog for. Brunson's been a dog for a couple of years. He has absolutely. Rick, it is not a prisoner of the moment. He has absolutely been a dog for a couple of years, molded himself into the best player, got the contract, and has shown up over and over. And his clutch numbers, you can give SGA all you want. His clutch numbers are off the charts. And what he did 2 nights ago was the most clutch thing any of us have seen. But I can't, stop. Brunson over LeBron. And when you get to and by the way, before we get to KD, who nobody's following him, and Kawhi, LeBron, no one is following KD anymore, and he's still 7th in my top 10 of all time. Brunson, give me Brunson right now, today, unquestionable. I don't have to think about it. KD.
No, but the thing is, again, this is why I didn't want to say something here, but for all of what you just said, AM, it has led to nothing. It's led to nothing.
Amen.
Yet.
He hasn't done anything.
You know what?
They are up 1-0 in the Eastern Conference Final. Has it led to anything?
I want to elaborate.
What are you talking about?
I want to elaborate further when you say this is the greatest moment that we've seen. Again, we're stuck in the prisoner of the moment here. What about Ray Allen's corner 3? That was one of the best, to me, a great moment in history where they won.
By the way,
what about Kyrie Irving, Game 7, 3 over Steph Curry?
Hold on, I'm not taking anything away from any of that. You could bring up a million other moments, and then we can have a top 10, and that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. And we're doing that on the show. It's 0.1%. He scored 22. He was this is New York, baby, at the Garden. What are we talking about? That's what I get when I get crazy about this. Ray Allen hit a big shot. So did Robert Horry 6 times. Stop. What Brunson did was ridiculous. He's a dog. That's the point of why Rick is doing this. And Rick, I'm here with you, man. Brunson is such a dog that I'm taking him over Cade. He's such a dog that I'm taking him over Jaylen Brown. Yeah. He's such a dog that Kawhi and LeBron and KD don't even enter my mind anymore. And I say it over Jokic, who was my number 1 pick in fantasy. And I love that I had him. But he wasn't a dog in the playoffs. And I'm not thinking that he's putting up 22 in fourth quarter when they're down by 8 and there's any chance he's coming back. And Ant-Man, the part-time killer, is shaking hands with the other bench and wishing them well as they head into the finals. Brunson gave a freaking Patton-like speech and brought his team up. Give me the dog. 22
points.
With all that said,
is impressive.
understandable.
Is it impressive? Well, just
but
checking.
I want
Thank
to
you
see
for
him win
clarifying.
the series. I want
I'm
to see
sure
him.
we all do.
Yes,
Rick,
if he wins the
impressive.
series.
Rick,
Dog.
you should
Dog.
You
He is
should
an
have
absolute.
you should have put context. You should have put context on the question because this is obviously.
Why does he have to? It's pretty clear what's going on here. It's pretty clear.
To AM's point, this is a prisoner of the moment question because all
the
AM
hell it
is
is.
focusing on is
The
that
hell it is.
0.1%.
The hell it is.
That happened 2 nights ago. It happened 2 nights
By the
ago.
way, I was still, just so you know, without what even happened the other night, I'm still taking him over KD. I'm still taking him over Kawhi. I'm still taking him over LeBron right now. He has still led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. Even without that moment the other night, I'm probably still taking him over Jokic.
Right
but
now,
you see,
AM,
I took. Yeah, you're telling me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm telling you right now, the Golden State Warriors aren't meeting Jalen Brunson in the Hamptons over Kevin Durant to help me beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah,
but this isn't 2016. This isn't 2015, 16, and 17. We're talking about today. I'm not taking a 38-year-old KD, and I'm not taking a 41-year-old LeBron, and I'm not taking Luka, who went over to the Spanish Riviera instead of being with his team, and I'm not, and I'm not taking Jokic right now, who withered in the playoffs when he's supposed to be the guy and only has one chip, but he's still basically on the Mount Rushmores of centers right now. Give me Brunson today. Give me the dog, and that's what Rick's asking. And I get it. And Rick, you got my answers. Keep going.
Who else am I putting him up against? Before you go on.
But Jason Tatum's a dog, by the way. Jason Tatum is an absolute dog, and I'm not taking anything away from him. And that's a Knicks fan talking about a Celtics guy. He's a dog.
So this is a prisoner of the moment question. I get it. No problem.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
But then in that case, if it's prisoner of the moment, yeah, none of those other questions would be relevant because Jalen's still standing, Wemby's still standing, and SGA.
Hey,
so those would be the only answers above him.
Rick, how many times have I called Luka a putz and a kvetch?
A lot.
I've never said that about Jalen Brunson.
True.
And I didn't need 2 nights ago. I still would have taken Brunson over Luka in 1 second.
Well, I also think there's a difference there because Luka gets a lot more hype. I think the media hypes him up a lot more. Jalen's always been disrespected. Remember what Becky Hammond said about him. So I think it's easy. I think we hold Luka to a higher standard, and when he doesn't meet that standard, that's where all the criticism and the scrutiny comes from, and rightfully so. I mean, he made it to the finals. He's always been in talks for MVPs. Jalen Brunson hasn't necessarily been rated that high. So when we start rating players to a different standard, we start holding them to a different standard.
But this is the point of Rick's question. Luka was the prince who was promised, okay?
Yeah.
And has not won an MVP. And Jalen Brunson was the 3rd pick in the 2nd round.
True.
And has become an absolute force of nature in the NBA. And then, regardless of prisoner of moment, had top 10 greatest moments in NBA history the other night.
Yeah. And
Give me Brunson.
I mean, in my defense, I will say that they messed up in the draft. I've been a Jalen Brunson fan since he was in high school. He brought my high school actually to a state title for the first time. He went to my high school, so that's bragging rights for me.
State title.
2 championships
at Nova. This shit matters.
The fact that they waited till the 2nd round to draft him baffles me when you see who they took before him. There were a couple opportunities.
How about Dallas not having enough, how about Dallas not having enough foresight to
see that? Well, I mean, Mark Cuban messed that up.
Luka. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people don't remember this, what Jalen was able to do when Luka was out with injuries with the Dallas Mavericks. I've seen Jalen Brunson take over games in Dallas before where I'm like, this kid needs his own team. I mean, I thought that before, just seeing his leadership and overall skill level at Villanova. I thought he should have been drafted in the 1st round. And, look at all those teams that picked other guards who are not even in the league
but
anymore,
to what
which is crazy.
to what Dwight has rightfully said all year is that Brunson's defense is questionable.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you're really talking, now that we've arrived where we are in his and the Eastern Conference Finals, and he did what he did the other night, and we all knew that he was, part man, part dog. Now you're seeing like this guy galvanizing, leading his team. I mean, to me, if you want, you give Mike Brown all the credit, but like it's still Brunson as your captain, as your leader, who is facilitating Cat to become the guy that he did in the first 2 series, who brought Mikal Bridges' confidence back because your captain and your leader is there in his ear all day long, bringing it back, who turned OG into the MVP those first 2 series. That's what a captain does. That's what your dog does. Give me Brunson. That's the point.
Ashley, I want to say this too. Mark Cuban has done it twice. He didn't sign Steve Nash, and he didn't sign Jalen Brunson. He's done it twice. Now, to Cuban's defense, because Steve was so committed to our national program, Steve was playing every summer, and he wasn't allowing his body to recuperate, and that was the beginning of the back issues that he had. So it coincided when Steve wasn't re-signed by the Mavericks and he went to Phoenix. At that same time, that's when Steve ended his reign with our national program. So Steve focused on his body, got himself into the best shape of his life, and that's when he went on to win those 2 MVPs. In my opinion, should have been 3 in a row, but I know that there's politics behind the scenes. They didn't want him to win 3 in a row. But your point, he didn't re-sign Steve, and he didn't re-sign. They offered Jalen Brunson, but Brunson turned that offer down, bet on himself, and ended up having a great year. And the Knicks paid him the money he wanted, and the rest is history.
So a man by the name of Shaquille O'Neal would not agree with you that Steve Nash should have won 3 MVPs in a row. I can tell you that.
I don't agree
right
either,
now.
I don't agree.
So it's Wink. Hi, Steve. It's Wink Kamla's turn, okay? And I'm not even going to go player for player. We've already done that. I can tell you right now, I would rather have SGA than Brunson. I would rather have Wemby than Brunson. I would rather have Jokic than Brunson, and that's it. That's it. I'd rather have him over Cade, Ant-Man, Durant, LeBron, Tatum, Brown, Maxey, all of these phenomenal players, okay? So I've been, pardon me, keeping track here, and I got a little bit of math. Not the AM math where he takes us to all those college classes that I avoided. By the way, I gotta make an admission here real quick. So I'm in 8th grade, and so it's algebra 1 or whatever, right? Okay, algebra 1. Yeah, I figured it out. I think I got a C or whatever, but I didn't suck. I didn't fail, right? Boom. Next year, I'm in algebra 2. Failing, sinking, hating life, stressed out, sweating in class, like, help, please. I went to my mom and I said, I'm literally losing my mind. I can't do this. I've tried and tried and tried. I go after class and talk to the teacher. He's not helping me. It's just words. Okay. My mom went to, the principal or whatever and said he's really struggling with math class. This is one of the best decisions I ever made. And my mom, may she rest in peace, Gigi, love you. She got me out of math classes for the rest of my high school career. Okay? Can I make this clear to you? I never had another math class. I'm going to cuss here, so Dwight, cover your ears real quick. What they did, they took me out of the algebra 2 class. By the way, there were so many kids in my class that were pissed off that I got to go to the dumb shit class and not have to be in algebra 2. Okay, so the dumb shit class was guys like me, and I don't mean, but there were a lot of hockey players. So essentially, the guy, and I don't mean that they're dumb. Listen to me, that's not what I'm saying, because I'm not dumb either. I just couldn't do math. But the guy that sort of coordinated, it was essentially like a study hall. that just, okay, you can't do the math class, so we'll just put you in this room for an hour and then you can leave and go do another class. Okay, it was basically like that. So it was, some of the party folk at school, but there were a lot of hockey players in there, and here's why. Glenn Larson was the teacher of this class. He was the high school hockey coach, okay, of Edina High School Hockey, which is probably a top 5 high school hockey program in the entire United States, okay? They don't care about anything other than stopping the puck and putting the puck in the net. So that's why there were a ton of hockey players in there. They were getting the coach hookup. Oh, this math class is hard for you? I'll take care of that. And so actually it was kind of cool. Anyway, where the hell were we? The math, yes. So Doc has Brunson 1. Dot has Brunson at 4. Dwight has Brunson at 6. Ashley has Brunson at 8. AM has Brunson at 4. I have Brunson at 4. When you add it up and divide it, his aggregate is 4.5. So the panel here looks at Brunson as the 4.5 best player in the NBA right now. Okay, there's your payoff. And now I return back to Rick Kamla as opposed to Wink Kamla. But I do like getting my wink on, and I think this went decently. Okay, let's. I know the guys have been teasing it, so let's get into the blame game here on the Cleveland Cavaliers side of Game 1. We've got some predictions coming up, maybe another topic or two. But Dwight Walton, I see you kind of. You're ready for the coach to call and you get back in the game. So I'm going to you first. Let's play the blame game with the Cavs. Where do you? And by the way, we're getting a little deep here, so I will call for the clock. 60-second clock here. What is to blame for the Cavaliers losing Game 1?
Kenny Atkinson begins and ends this conversation. The timeouts, the switching defensively. Brunson had 5 fouls. Donovan Mitchell took only 6 shots in the final 15 minutes of that game. I'm going back to the timeouts again, knowing that he was going to lose timeouts before 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. He's talking about wanting to save the timeouts. I can go on and on. I know it's up to the players ultimately that have to execute on the floor, but if you're watching what's happening in real time, not only on Atkinson, but his assistants, tug on his shirt, tug on his shorts, tug on his pants, call a timeout, stop it, stop the bleeding. Don't let this happen. 22 in the final 7.5 minutes. Kenny Atkinson all day, every day.
When you say it like that, a 22-point lead with 7+ minutes left, that game is over, dude. That game is so beyond cooked and over, and they lost it. B-Dot, you next, man. Who's to blame for the Cavs' loss?
Oh man, I got a lot of agreements with Dwight. I think it's a collective blame. Them targeting Harden defensively. Every time they switched to Harden and they gave up 2 points per possession. That's you conceding the bucket every time. Kenny Atkinson, the lack of adjustments, 22-point lead, not using his timeouts. How you go into overtime with still leftover timeouts? Donovan Mitchell went scoreless in the last 12:45. You're supposed to be the head of that team. You're supposed to be the leader. Like, come on now. I also blame the Knicks. They found a weakness and they kept attacking. I blame the Knicks for doing what they needed to do right. They didn't make any Game 1 adjustments. It's a collectively blame overall, and yeah, it's a collective. That's what I'm saying, because they all effed up. For them to be like, okay, we want Harden. Let's leave him out on that island. Like, come on now, you tripping? It's James Harden. Let's be real.
Yeah, there aren't too many guys who can guard Jalen Brunson in space, okay, at any position. You bring in the great wing defenders. So, yeah, he's a tough cover for anybody, especially Harden. Ash, you are next. Blame game for Game 1 on the Cavaliers side.
Yeah, it's a collective collapse, if you will. there could have been more help defense, of course. I mean, I think they were trying to go after James Harden, but these guys are mature and grown, and they're professionals. They should know the game is on the line. We're blowing a 22-point lead. We need to do whatever we can to stop Jalen Brunson. I feel like that would be, I mean, at least that's what I would think to do, right? I also want to talk a little bit about Evan Mobley just settling for threes and not attacking the basket. I mean, the Cavs have size advantage. I mean, when you take a look at the whole Haka Mitchell, that worked. You take a look at Cat, he was turning the ball over, wasn't playing up to his standards at all. So when I look at guys like Allen and Mobley, like they have size advantage. Why are you not driving to the basket? Why are you not making the effort here? But Kenny Atkinson not calling a timeout to stop the bleeding. But here's where I'm going to add another element here. Regardless of if he called that timeout or multiple timeouts, Jaylen Brunson was on a heater, and there's nothing you were going to do to stop that regardless. So we can point the fingers all we want at every member of the Cleveland Cavaliers staff, but ultimately Jaylen Brunson, there was no stopping him. It was going to happen.
All right, love it. AM, play the blame game on the Cavs side.
Yeah, it's an easy answer. It's Jalen Brunson. Because we haven't said his name enough in the last 25 minutes.
Oh, God.
Well played. Well played. And that was not prisoner of the moment either. That was not. Oh, that's it. That's the answer. You don't even need the final 50 seconds.
That's it. I don't. I see my time.
Wow, okay. I do not need extra time. I'm just going to tell you that it was Kenny Atkinson. Mike Brown said, quote, "It's no secret we're totally targeting James Harden." Here's the stats. The Knicks got Harden to switch into 9 isolations in the fourth quarter in OT, 1.9 points per direct action, according to All NBA Podcast. This is not James Harden's fault. He is a mid at best defender. That's why the Knicks are making him the pigeon, okay? I'm not saying Kenny A should have benched Harden. That's dumb. Change your defense. How about run a double at Brunson and force somebody else to beat you? And then the last thing, in the timeouts, Kenny Atkinson said after the game, he likes to save his timeouts for the end of the game. Guys, he had two in his pocket as the clock hit zeros and the game went to overtime. 2 timeouts in his pocket, okay? So when stuff is going completely haywire like that, yes, you want to ideally save your timeouts. I completely get it. But, dude, you got to put a tourniquet on that thing. The garden's exploding. You got to try something, man. So I think Kenny Atkinson got thoroughly outcoached by Mike Brown in that game. Where do I want to go here next? We can wait on that one. I want to go back to this one. I want to talk about Mavs a little bit. Let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you guys a question. If I ask this question, is this going to be a hit? I want to check with the panel here. Okay, we're taking an in-show timeout. Do you guys want to ask and answer the question? Was that James Harden's greatest choke job in Game 1? Is it too early to ask that? Is this just the right time to ask that? Let me know. Give me some feedback on that.
No. Houston.
Okay, it wasn't a choke. It wasn't.
When the team collectively missed 27 threes in a row, and I think Harden himself missed 9, whatever it was. That Houston. Listen, I know Chris Paul wasn't playing, and I firmly believe that the Rockets win that series had Chris Paul played. And
I disagree.
Having a different conversation about the Warriors, but that, to me, that stands out amongst everything Harden hasn't done in the clutch. I know his Game 6 and Game 7 win-loss record is not very good, but as an individual, that Rockets collapse, I think, stands out amongst everything.
What was the game he was benched in the fourth quarter? That's his biggest choke. He couldn't even be on the floor. You know
that too.
Okay,
so, good point.
All right. Yeah, all right. So let's get into this. So Dwight gave us an answer there. So let's dive in. AM, since you went next, put him on the clock and and let it rip, man. Was game one his biggest choke job, or has there been something worse for him in that regard?
No, I'm saying, to me, it's, I mean, this was around the time he won the MVP, and I'm like missing exactly what game it was or when it was or what series it was, and I think it was the same one where they benched him. I mean, he could not be on the floor. He's on the pine in the fourth quarter, and he's just not even part of the equation, part of the game, and he's just not getting it done, and he didn't have it, and your superstar and your MVP of the league can never not have it. That was a choke job. Like, putting this on him for what it was in game, no, come on. I mean, nobody could have guarded Brunson for what he was doing, and that was Atkins' fault for you're right, Cam, not switching up the defense at that point. And he's also 37 years old at this point, standing in front of Brunson. Like, no, take me back 10 years. That was his biggest choke job.
I'm going to, hold on before you guys go, I'm going to step in. I know there's 13 more seconds here. The game you're talking about, AM, the Rockets came back and won that game. He didn't play in the fourth quarter.
He didn't play the game, right? He didn't play the fourth quarter because he couldn't be on the floor. That's James Harden personally, his biggest choke job. Wasn't even part of like the biggest game of like the series and what happened there, because he, as good as he was, right, and they did it without him. That's Harden choking at his absolute apex.
All right, Ashley, you next on this. Was game one Harden's biggest choke job, or do you have another example of that that's better?
I mean, there's multiple examples of James Harden. I don't want to swear, but shitting the bed in those big moments. What about 2017 against the Spurs when they were without Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard at home in an elimination game, and they lost by 39 points? James Harden went I think it was 2 of 11 shooting, 10 points, 6 turnovers. And he genuinely looked like he quit in that game. And again, we're going to talk about expectations. When he's at that level, right? He's at that level. That's your team. You left OKC to go find a better opportunity so you could be the guy. So then we expect to see you be the guy in those big moments. And James Harden didn't show up. And he looked disinterested, looked like he didn't care, and he completely gave up. That's unacceptable. And again, I want to remind you, the Spurs were without Kawhi and Tony Parker in that game. And you still couldn't get it done. To me, that was the worst choke job in James Harden's playoff history.
I'll make this short and sweet. You can copy and paste Ashley's answer for me. And there's a couple of reasons why I'm going to stick with that. It's game one, right? It was game one. Okay, that was an elimination game, and they actually could have won it, forced a game 7, and you don't know what's going to happen at that point. The other thing is that a lot of the James Harden like infamous choke jobs are pretty singular to James Harden, right? This was a coach collapse, a total team collapse. This wasn't just James Harden letting his team down and not being there in that moment where he usually is. The whole team disintegrated. Okay, I can't put that on James. The 39-point beatdown you're talking about, Ashley, in all the circumstances you brought up, and that was 2017. Think about what James Harden was doing in 2017. 35 a game, whatever it was, right? The guy was amazing. And so to me, that was his worst choke job. B-Dot, take a swing at this one, man. Compare game one to some of the other like epic Harden failures.
Yeah, Ashley hit it right on the nail. That Spurs matchup. No Kawhi, no Parker, no excuse. What was 2 for 11, 10 points? In the elimination game. Yeah. I can't really say that game one was a choke job. Yeah, it was 4 for 13. I mean, he's been taking 13 or less shots all goddamn year with his squad. He's better when he's facilitating.
Agreed.
Like this is like nothing. It's a number where Strus, when Strus and Merrill is in the game and James is not in the fourth quarter, they have a higher win percentage. So when James doesn't play the fourth quarter, he's on the bench and they have that Strus, Merrill, Mobley, Donovan lineup, they win more. The defense is who is the leader of the team. Is the leader of the team Donovan Mitchell? Donovan's supposed to be like, James, get your ass off, move. Wade, go switch up there. Strus, go switch up. Matter of fact, let's double team. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's supposed to be the coach's job, but Jalen Brunson would have said, "Yo, Josh Hart, you getting your ass bust. Yo, Mikal, boom. OG, boom, go get him." So at the end of the day, yeah, James has had worse performances than that. So I agree with Ashley. I see all my girls are away, y'all.
All right, guys. Again, we're clocking this next segment. We got to talk Jason Kidd. Okay. We got to kind of dip out of the playoffs real quick. Just 60-second clock. Let's take, just you get 60 seconds to do what you got to do. All right. We know what happened. Masai Ujiri, and I wrote this down because it's funny to me, but the wording of the ESPN article said Masai Ujiri removed Jason Kidd as head coach. I just thought that was an interesting choice of verbs, right? Like deleted, eliminated. I mean, just removed, right? It's kind of harsh, kind of ruthless. You were removed. You weren't fired or replaced. You were removed. It kind of dope, actually. Anyway, Shams Charania also reported Jason Kidd reportedly supported the Mavericks trading Luka Doncic, and that's been a big thing. Kidd's been asked about it. He was asked about it earlier this year, and he said, "Guys, we just need to move on." Right? He didn't answer it. He didn't say he co-signed it or he didn't co-sign it. He just said, "Guys, we need to move on as a franchise and look ahead, not look back." And I'm like, you wanted to get Luka Doncic out of there. Wow. Okay. All right. Where do I want to go first on this one? I want to go to Dwight Walton first. Was it a mistake to fire Jason Kidd?
Not according to Masai Ujiri. Masai Ujiri, this is what he does. He did it in 2016. I believe after Dwayne Casey was named Coach of the Year, he fired Dwayne Casey. And so, listen, at his initial press conference, when he was asked about Jason Kidd, his response was, "We're going to reevaluate the organization from top to bottom." Right then and there, you knew Jason Kidd wasn't coming back.
Correct.
Right? So it is what it is. Masai has made the choice or the decision to build around Cooper Flagg. Let's see if they bring back Kyrie Irving or use him as an asset to acquire a draft choice and or more young players. But that initial press conference by Ujiri, we all knew then that Jason Kidd was not coming back. And just to add a little caveat here, I know I'm at zeros. Mike Brown and the Knicks better win this series.
Yep.
If they don't, Jason Kidd might be in New York.
I love it. I always like the cherry on top, Dwight. I like a maraschino cherry every now and then. That was a good job right there. Ashley, you are next. Was it a mistake to fire Jason Kidd?
Number one, it was a mistake. Number two, Shams Charania is lying because Jason Kidd was never okay with that move. And I quote, "Nico told me this was happening and now I have to figure out how to make it work out." He was not happy with that move. And the way they let him go, Jason Kidd didn't want to be there anymore. And now this is inside information that I've received. I don't go and break news. That's not my job. But I will call out Shams for lying and not actually explaining the situation in its entirety. And the media has a very interesting way of manipulating news and manipulating the way people think about certain people and coaches. And he does a really good job at that. But there's a lot of nuance to this situation. Jason Kidd was not happy. He was not in agreement. It just sounded more like, you know what? This is what the direction they're going to go. And I'm a professional and I'm going to do what I can to try to make it work. But as Dwight said, I think Mike Brown might get fired either way. Now that the Knicks see that Jason Kidd is available. I know that there's been rumblings about that in the league to have him end up in New York. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either. But overall, I think it was a bad move. I like Jason Kidd. I know he's really respected amongst his peers, amongst players. And I thought this was a really bad move. I'm not surprised, though. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks have been a dumpster fire for the last year. And it seems like there's only one person to blame for that, and that's the new ownership of the Dallas Mavericks.
I think I'm going to go to AM next. I think there's one thing we can all agree on here. This is not surprising at all, right? Like we can debate whether it was a mistake, but like Dwight said, and you knew when Masai said, we're going to evaluate everything from top to bottom. I was like, Jason Kidd just got fired. So this does not surprise me. But there he is, Masai. And he is, and I say this in the nicest possible way, he is a true gangster. Okay. I like that guy. He could run my team.
Absolutely.
Although, actually,
Agreed.
Dwight, I take that back. I take that back. He could not run my team if I were an owner. And I'll tell you why. It's not because he's not really kick-ass. It's because I would go Jerry Jones on my team. Okay, that's why. I would go Jackie Moon on my team. I'd be the owner. I'd be the GM. And then I'd stop because I don't know X's and O's like that. I would hire a kick-ass coach. Not Steve Kerr, though, Dwight. So just so you know that. But anyway, yeah, I would go Jerry Jones on my team. I would go Mark Cuban on my team. I would own it and I would call the shots. So I wouldn't need Masai Ujiri. You know what I mean? He's too good for that. I'm bringing him Masai Ujiri to, be the assistant GM. You bring him in to be the shot caller. All right. Anyway, AM Pfeffer, did the Mavs make a mistake firing Kidd?
No, I don't think so. And I think it's basically what you said, Ashley. Like, I'm in a weird way, I'm agreeing with you because a big part of what you said was that Kidd was checked out and he doesn't want to be there anymore. And that, if he's not 100% in, that, if he's not he's 1% out. And if you're on 1% out, you're 100% out. And Masai understands that, and you can't have that. You can't have it both ways. So move on from him, rebuild, do something else. And, to what everybody else is saying, in Masai we trust, okay? He brought Toronto a chip. Sorry, Dwight, but that's basically like my New York Jets winning again since 1969. This is the Toronto Raptors.
No.
Like, tell him, Dwight. Tell him, Dwight.
The Raptors
would not own that.
You had Vince and you had Tracy and you got these guys who are like they're 5th and 6th seed and we all love RJ and we all love Scotty Barnes and he was a big part of my team. But come on, at the moment, like wait me when they're a top 3 team again in the East because I don't see it happening anytime soon with everybody else they got to compare to. But Masai made it happen, and that ain't no big. That's no small feat. So not a mistake. Kid wanted out. In Masai we trust.
Right, dude, that was ruthless, man. How dare you compare the Raptors to the Jets? I mean, the Mark Sanchez era was awesome. Wow, that was a fleeting minute and a half. All right. Here's my answer on Jason Kidd. Yes, it was a mistake to fire him. Here's why. The Mavs are expected to reach out to Duke head coach John Shire. John Shire couldn't win jack, what, with Flag and Khan. And you want to bring him into the NBA? Are you serious right now? Sean Sweeney, who's a badass assistant, longtime, ironically, assistant to Jason Kidd. He's now in San Antonio. He was a defensive coordinator. There's rumors about him as well. But neither of those guys are basketball geniuses like Jason Kidd is, okay? But I understand Masai wants a clean slate, as he said. Big bosses come in. They want their own people and moves are made. But just know this. I believe that the Mavs' next head coach most likely will be a downgrade from Jason Kidd. And for that reason, I say that it was a mistake, although I do acquiesce that I get it. B-Dot, give me your answer here.
Not if it's Sean Sweeney.
You think Sean Sweeney would be an upgrade on Jason Kidd?
I don't know if it'd be an upgrade, but I think Sean Sweeney's reputation across the NBA is quite high, and that's why you are hearing his name. That's why you are hearing his name in regards. It depends on who you talk to, if he's an upgrade or not. Depends on who you talk to.
B-Dot, was it a mistake for the Mavs to fire Jason Kidd?
No, it wasn't a mistake. What the hell has Jason Kidd done as a coach in the NBA? I mean, let me see. His overall record's 388 and 395. Like, he's dependent on superstar talent. Without Luka, he's 69 wins and 118 losses in 2 seasons. Like, let's be real. Like, Masai needs full authority to build a coherent culture. You feel me? And a coach tied to the old regiment undermines all that from day one. Like, a new era around a 19-year-old franchise cornerstone needs a coach who owns the vision, not somebody that's inherited. So, no, it wasn't a mistake. Get J Kidd out of here. Like, and I'm a J Kidd basketball fan, one of my favorite point guards of all time. But as a coach, like, who you said, Sean Sweeney, man? Give me Sidney Sweeney. Like, come on, like, to coach the Mavs. Like Jason Kidd ain't done nothing. Like get him out of here.
Don't get me started.
Respectfully.
Yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started, Dot. All right, it's prediction time. It's prediction time. I'm Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. I want Ashley to go first on this, okay? Again, clock. We got 60 seconds here. Very, very simply. Game 2, Knicks, Cavs. Who you got?
I expect a blowout in game 2. I think game 1 was a real confidence blower, confidence killer. I think it's going to be a blowout. I say the Knicks win game 2 by a landslide at home. I don't see the Cavs bouncing back from that, but I could be wrong. Again, the Cavs do have a strong inside presence. They just got to utilize that. That was the one thing that I saw in game 2 or in game 1 that I wasn't impressed with in terms of scoring inside. And I think that also hurt them a lot. But I'm going to go with the Knicks. I think they're going to whoop some ass in game 2.
Nice. I like the sassiness at the end there too. AM Pfeffer, what you got? Knicks and Cavs, man.
I'm picking the Knicks in game 2 as well, though I'm not as confident as you are that it's a blowout. Look, these are grown men, and there are times, obviously, when a team is down 3-0 or 3-1, and then you kind of feel it and and the team's not going to show up and the series is over. But these Cavs have been resilient. They just went through 2 really, really tough series prior to this, and you thought it was over for them a number of times, and they got it done, especially against Detroit when they were down. I mean, they had to come back the way that they did. I'm not taking anything away from the Cavs, and I'm not confident at all that they're going away anytime soon. But the Knicks do have the firepower. They do have the confidence on their side, and they do have Jalen Brunson, as far as I recall.
You like him, right?
Yeah,
you have confidence in Jalen.
Yeah, I'll say that. I might like the guy.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't talked about.
No, we have no, at least not in the last 6 minutes. Knicks win this game. Where it goes from here, I don't know, but yeah, I'll pick the Knicks tonight for sure.
All right, Dot, who you got? Knicks or Cavs in game 2 tonight?
I got the Knicks. I don't think it'll be a blowout just because the Cavs are having their way with the Knicks. They couldn't stop that pick and roll with Harden and Jared Allen. For some reason, they'll let Allen roll to the free throw line. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know Allen was having his way. So they make adjustment to that. I think it'll be a closer game, but I don't think it'll be a blowout. But I do have the Knicks winning. Knicks will win they'll win by 5.
What are you looking at for your parlay tonight, dude? What's looking good on the board for you, Dot?
I got Donovan Mitchell PRA over 25, over 28.5. I never put Harden on the slip. I'm a second half guy.
Smart.
Merrill over 6 field goal attempts and over 5.5 3-point attempts. I don't know why that's a line because Merrill shoots the blood out the ball. I got Evan Mobley. They over here fighting. Sorry, it's like a Knicks and Cavs right here. Evan Mobley PRA over 18.5 PRA, and he's going to shoot more than 13 shot attempts. Let me get them right. Go,
dude.
Nick.
You're dad of the year. Dot, you are dad of the year, man. I don't.
He could still take James Harden over assists. I feel like that's the only good stat you could take from James Harden.
I'm too scared, Ash. I don't take James. Only time I take James is out to the strip club with me. Other than that, on my parlay, I'm not taking him. I'm not taking it.
Oh my God.
Dot, we missed you, man. Dot, we missed you, man. We missed you. What a line. What a line. Oh, look at this. Dad of the year. Oh, no. A left hook to the face. Hey, Dot, little one right here is spicy, isn't she? She's spicy, little one,
She got the belt. She got the belt in her hand. Very spicy. She already Mexican. Tahini. Spicy.
Phenomenal.
Valentino. Goodness.
I love it. All right, Dwight, you're up, man. Who you got tonight, Knicks or Cavs?
You know what? I'm going to piggyback off of what Ashley said. These are grown men. I'm going to throw a curveball. Listen, I've been crapping on the Cavs for the last 2 days, and I was on the psychological damage side of things here, but they've been hearing us just crap on everybody on their team. the organization, this, that, and the third. For some strange reason, I think that's going to galvanize the Cavs tonight, and they're going to win. Don't ask me why. Even I doubt my own beliefs, but these guys are pros. James Harden has been hearing it. This is the perfect opportunity to switch things around. And for whatever reason, down deep in my gut, the Cavs going to win tonight. Don't ask me why. They have pride, integrity, whatever the case. I think for some strange reason, they're going to win game 2. They're going to snatch home court away from the Knicks and just completely turn around the momentum that the Knicks have garnered since Tuesday night.
And despite my affinity for Dwight Walton, I completely disagree with every word I just heard. And I'm with Ashley. This is going to be a blowout, in my opinion. I said Knicks in 5 because I don't feel like the Cavs are in the same class as the New York Knicks. So I have no reason to deviate from that. The Cavs won games 5 and 7 at Detroit, only road wins of the playoffs, right? But winning at Detroit and winning at the Garden are two totally different animals. And a lot of times in sports, one loss becomes another. Because as Dwight said, the psychological hangover, like, my God, we were up 22 with 7-something minutes left. How did we do that? Yes, the whole world is crapping on us, but we kind of sort of deserve that. And the Knicks shook off their rust. Now they're back in the fight, back in rhythm. I think the Knicks blow them out. I don't know if it's by 25 or 17 or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be a dramatic game tonight. Let's go to B-Dot first here. If B-Dot's in a good spot. Got the kids. I mean, they're about to jump on your dome. So let me get this question to you here, Dot. Spurs or Thunder in game 3? Who you got?
Spurs. Wemby's coming out crazy. I'm definitely taking his first quarter over 6 points. He's coming out hot. With De'Aaron Fox, with the resurgence of him, they're not going to give up a home court on that first game. Maybe that second game, but the first game back in San Antonio, that first playoff game in the Western Conference Finals, and however long, Wemby's coming out turned. He's coming out like he just elbowed everybody on that team. So I'm taking the Spurs. It's gonna be a good game though, no blowout. I don't think OKC would never get blowed out, but it's gonna be a great game. But I'm taking Spurs, and I think Stephen Castle will have that turnover under control, and him with De'Aaron Fox back is definitely going to help.
Okay,
even
there
if
it is.
he don't come back, he's going to have to grow. Even if he doesn't come back, he's going to have to grow up sooner than later. He's going to have to grow up ASAP. So I think not 9 turnovers. I give him 5.
5 would be an acceptable number, I think, for the coaching staff at this point. Yeah, they'd be happy with that because he's given a bunch of other goodies. It's not like he's playing like crap. He's playing great. He's just having some decision-making problems. Dwight, Walton, you next. Spurs or Thunder in game 3?
This is tough for me to answer. If the Spurs were fully healthy, I truly believe that we were going back to Oklahoma City with the Thunder being down 3-1. But with the uncertainty of De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper, man, I need to know the injury report. If one of them can play, I think the Spurs will win. If neither of them play, the Thunder will win game 3.
So I will make this short and sweet. I completely agree with Dwight Walton. To me, it all hinges on De'Aaron Fox. I assume that Dylan Harper's not going to play in this basketball game, right? And like Dot just said, I'm also kind of assuming that De'Aaron Fox is coming back. So for that reason, right now I'll say Spurs because I anticipate Fox playing in this game. If Fox and Harper do not play, it's kind of checkmate. Like the Spurs can't beat the Thunder, even without Jalen Williams, without De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. They can't. The reason I picked the Spurs to win it all was with a healthy Fox and a healthy Harper. Okay, yeah. Let's go to LA and let's go to AM first here. Spurs Thunders game. I said Thunders. Spurs Thunder game 3. Who you got?
Thunder. I like what you said about checkmate because that's really my mind goes in terms of chess, right? Like this is one of these where, hey, would you sacrifice your rook for a rook or a bishop for bishop? That's kind of what it feels like with Jalen Williams and Dylan Harper, right? Like, so you're looking at the OKC, they're saying, yeah, I would sacrifice one of my key guys who's doing damage to the other opposing team, because that's really what Dylan Harper was doing more than what JDub was doing. That's really how I feel about it. And you got De'Aaron Fox, and we're not sure what he's going to give us. And Dylan Harper was that integral. He's been that good. The Spurs dynamic is totally shifted now if he can't go. And OKC's is not. And SGA showed up in game 2. He came out where everybody called him out, the MVP, and they should have gone to Wemby, blah, blah, blah. SGA was phenomenal, okay? And they got enough firepower on the other side of the bench that even when JDub went down, Oklahoma City Thunder still put up 120 plus the other night. I'm going OKC in this game.
Okay, Sizzle. Okay, Ash, what you got? Game 3, Thunder Spurs.
Ooh. Well, I don't think the Thunder are going to get away with all the holding they did in the last game. You know,
are you sure?
I think now that, I'm pretty sure. I mean, because this was ridiculous. I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to preface and start with that. I think, what are the refs doing? What are they watching? Do they want OKC to just, cakewalk their way back to the finals and win it all again? Is this the goal? Is this the new dynasty? And then the league is, all applauding and standing behind it. Now that the Spurs are back at home, I think they're gonna get a little bit more respect, I think, from the officials, and they are gonna make the calls that they missed in the last game. I think even without Dylan Harper, I think the Spurs will be able to pull this off. And they have Wemby. That's your X factor. You got Wemby. I think they'll be able to bounce back. And I think De'Aaron Fox will end up playing. So I'm going to go with Spurs. I'm going to give them the slight edge here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder can pull it out.
All right. I love it, guys. We are at the rant portion of the show. B-Dot, you usually go last, but you've got your girls right now, and so I want to give you the opportunity to go first if you think that's a better idea with kind of what you got going and all that, or do you want to save your rant for last? You tell me.
Nah, I'll go ahead and get it up. Yeah, because they relax right now, so I'll go ahead and get it up out the way.
Okay, yeah, hit us.
All right, look, before we get up out of here, I got to say something real quick, okay? I don't like when I text somebody and they don't text me back, okay? But somehow they done watch my IG story, okay? That's crazy to me, okay? Because now I know your phone work, right? Now I know your thumbs work and I know your eyes work. So what happened when my text came through? Your phone was on airplane mode for communication, but on Wi-Fi for entertainment? That's disrespectful, all right? And don't hit me later with my bad. I've been too busy. Busy doing what? Watching me? You had enough time to tap through my story, see what I ate, see where I'm at, see who I'm with, probably done zoomed in the background, but you couldn't give me a bet. LOL, I'll hit you back. Nothing. That's nasty work, okay? Watching my story while ignoring my text is basically digital eye contact, okay? You looked me in my face and said, I see you, but I'm not dealing with you right now. And honestly, that's worse than leaving me on red, because at least on red, you stood on business. Watching a story is sneaky disrespectful, all right? That's like walking past somebody in a grocery store, making eye contact with them, and then go hide in the cereal aisle, all right? So from now on, if you watch my story before replying to my text, I'm taking it personal. Not forever, just 48 hours. I'm petty, but I'm petty with a grace period, all right? But I'm telling y'all right now, if you got time to watch my story, you got time to respond to the text. That's all I'm saying. Good night. Text people back before they start lurking, all right? I love y'all. X-rated, baby.
B-Dot, love you too, man. Great to have you back.
Love ya. All right. Holla at y'all.
The great B-Dot. You guys, Dot, Doc, Adam Smeirnoff. We got Ash in today. This is a party in here. All right, this is a sports media party in here. I'm literally I have a blast with every show, but this one's been really, really fun. All right, I'll go. There was one thing. I want to talk WNBA. There was one thing, one priority Okay. I want every player to stay healthy and every team to stay healthy so we can see, what the composition.
I know where this is going.
There was one thing that I had to have this year. One. A healthy Caitlyn Clark. Dwight, is this where you thought I was going?
1,000%. She wasn't hurt. She said she wasn't hurt.
Or is she? That's where we get into the rant part. Okay? Caitlyn Clark. And guys, I'm a fan. I don't want this to sound like I'm banging on Caitlyn Clark or I'm one of these clickbait, pardon my French, Dwight, one of these clickbait assholes that brings all of the controversy. As long as you have Caitlyn Clark and something controversial, you'll get. I'm not that guy. Never have been, never will be. I like Caitlyn Clark. I do. America's sweetheart, down with it, like whatever. I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is the fact that she almost never plays. That's what I'm not fine with, okay? Caitlyn Clark was a late scratch ahead of last night's game against the Portland Fire because of a back injury. During Indiana's season opening loss to the Wings, Clark went into the tunnel twice to get her back worked on and adjusted, okay? Scott Agnes, who is a Indiana scoop artist, Pacers and all that kind of stuff too, he reported that it's no back injury or concern, it's strategic management. Okay, Scott Agnes gets his intel from the team. He gets his intel from the Pacers. Okay, that's how plugged in this guy has been for decades. I've been quoting Scott Agnes, it feels like as long as I've been in sports media. However, Stephanie White, the head coach, said Caitlyn Clark did not participate in practice yesterday, which would have been Tuesday, getting treatment instead. And she woke up this morning with stiffness, that being the day of the game. Quote, for us, it's not time to take a chance. Coach White said she doesn't anticipate it being ongoing, but adds she's not a doctor. Stephanie White at her presser, and I believe this was after the game, said she wasn't listed on the injury report earlier because we expected her to play. Her back is sore, so if there's anything more detailed than that, that's the training staff. In other words, don't ask me any more questions, and we don't make our training staff available to you, so F off. That's kind of what Stephanie White said right there. But someone is lying. Okay. Scott Agnes is reporting it's nothing to see here. It's rest. It's load management, basically. And then Stephanie White is saying, well, she's got stiffness and it's in her back. But here's the part. So many people are pissed and butthurt at how late in the process the fever ruled out Clark. Okay. If she wasn't at practice the day before and she woke up that morning with back stiffness, don't you think they probably made the decision right around that point, right? And so you knew or had a very, very good idea that she wasn't going to play, okay? But you bamboozled everybody and announced it an hour and a half before. And I don't think there was any reporting that she was even questionable for the game, okay? I didn't follow in real time leading up to the game like that. I'm kind of getting stuff, after the fact here, but I think that's correct. Okay. The fever announced Clark was out an hour and a half before the game. Okay. So, and if Dwight, to your point, if she's not injured, if this is just load management, then they knew that she wasn't going to play. Because if you're load managing, you have a plan, you have a maintenance plan. Okay. And a game against Portland, an expansion team, maybe that's that time to get Caitlyn off the floor. But you all knew that, but you didn't report it, okay? But Kathy Engelbert won't do a damn thing about it because she's clueless. But this should be a fine, some kind of sanction on the fever. This is bull crap. Adam Silver does it, okay? So one more thing. 24 minutes she played on Sunday. Caitlyn Clark will play one total game over a span of 11 days. The Fever do not play for another 6 days after Friday's game. So is Caitlyn going to play on Friday or is it going to be another rest game? And then she essentially has, guys, I'm getting so frustrated. It's a 44 game season. Again, it's a 44 game season. We are in week 2.5. And Caitlyn Clark already needs 2 weeks off. There, finally I yelled. First time on the show I've yelled. I mean, my God, are you serious right now? You got to be kidding me. So So that's where I'm at. But guys, right now, okay, right now, Caitlyn, prove me wrong. But right now, Caitlyn Clark is the WNBA's version of Zion Williamson. This is not the first time I've said this. I was saying it all last year. She played 13 games last year. 13. And she's already got her back, dating to game 1. Caitlyn, you need to get into better shape. Clearly, your body is not ready for the rigors of the WNBA. Clearly. Okay? Like, you're skinny, you're fit, but you're not in shape. If you were in shape, your body wouldn't be breaking down all the time. My rant is over. Let's go to Ashley Neville.
My rant is going to be what I talked about earlier. Why aren't the refs calling what they're seeing on the floor? Why are they not calling what Isaiah Hartenstein was doing the entire game against Wemby? Why are they letting OKC getting away with flopping play after play? I mean, there is an entire highlight reel of Shai flopping, okay? And he doesn't have to do that. He is that skilled of a guard where he doesn't have to flop. He doesn't have to sell what he's making. You don't have to sell. We already know you know how to make your shots. Why are you like, what happened to the league finding these players for doing this? I thought this was going to be implemented years ago where players were going to get warnings, get fines, and clearly the NBA hasn't withheld that, or they have been withholding that. So, or upheld that. That's the word I was thinking of. But I'm upset with how the officiating has gone, especially in favor of OKC. And I would have liked to see more calls made. So that's going to be my rant for the next game. And I'm hoping that they do better. But it just seems like the league is pushing for OKC to win this series. And it doesn't sit right with me.
I would agree. I like the rant. They have to work on that stuff in practice. They are all collectively as a team so freaking good. They literally they have to have some kind of drill set up. But look, I mean, they got a chip. They may win another one. It's working. Guys, it's not cheating, right? It's manipulation. It might be immoral. It might be a little unethical, but it's not Belichick creating an entire dynastic empire on a foundation of cheating. All right, one more yell, and that's it. I promise I'm done for the show. AM Pepper, your rant.
I got a positive rant today, guys. I'm in a great mood. I really am. It's that time of year. It is conference finals times, and we are getting the goods in the San Antonio, Oklahoma City series. The Knicks come back again for the ages. I'm a fan of the Knicks. I'm a fan of the basketball. It was, all of it's there. OTAs have started for the NFL. And what's coming up this Monday? First of all, your boy is off next week. So I'm wishing you all the best and thank you for watching. But it's Memorial Day already. It's happening. It's here. The summer is officially kicking off on Monday. Again, I'm in a great mood. I got young kids. I'm thinking about barbecues. I'm thinking about all the fun things we're going to do. School is almost over in a couple of weeks. Camps start. Vacations start. Things are happening. I don't know. I just feel great. I feel great about where we're at. There's a lot going on, and certain things are tough in this world, as we know, and I don't need to get into them. And I just want to put a smile on everybody's face, and it's like, happy Memorial Day, everybody. Happy start to the summer. And I hope you're all enjoying these finals, these conference finals, because, the fireworks, July 4th has come early. That's where I'm at with this. I'm feeling good. That's it.
Two things. We're going to miss you next week. I hope you have a great week. Number 2.
Thank you.
AM and I had the same thought at the exact same time last night on the group chat. He put out something to the effect of what a treat it is to watch, OKC and San Antonio, right? And I literally I was actually working on music, and I had the sound down, but eye on the game the whole time. And I'm thinking, this is such a treat. This is the best possible basketball you could be watching right here. This is in Washington, Utah, in a freaking tank bowl on League Pass. Okay, it does not get any better than this. It is such a pleasure. I can't say that about the Knicks Cavs series, right? Will the Cavs hold up there under the bar? I bet. Spurs and Thunder, dude, it's like Thor and He-Man at the top of the mountaintop clanking swords. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's as good as it gets. Okay, Dwight Walton, bring us home, big fella.
You know what? It's not so much a rant. It's another positive rant to AM's suggestion here. I want to shout out my hometown of Montreal. You've heard me say that Madison Square Garden is the best atmosphere when it comes to the playoffs in terms of basketball. But when it comes to hockey, there is no place better than being at the Bell Center. Yes, play that anthem. There's no place better than being at the Bell Center here in Montreal. The city is electric. They've gone through 2 Game 7s to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Carolina Hurricanes. You've got PK Subban on ESPN, who used to play for the Habs, saying that they're going to win the Stanley Cup. This city is alive. The weather is fantastic. Summer has arrived here. Weather's in the 80s. It doesn't get any better than being in Montreal. And full disclosure, I'm a Boston Bruins fan, but my side piece is the Montreal Canadiens. And when they're in the playoffs, this city, there's nothing better. Shout out to Montreal. Shout out to the province of Quebec. Shout out to the country of Canada. It's great to be alive. Nothing better than the hockey playoffs, specifically when you're in Montreal, Quebec. Unbelievable atmosphere, great city, great province. I love it.
Dwight, you might have inspired me. I mean, y'all took my lightning out. So I was a little bit butthurt there for a minute, but I mean, gosh, the way you presented all of that, and you're my guy, man. All right. I'm gonna let bygones be bygones, and I'm gonna cheer for Montreal over the Carolina Hurricanes, who I have no affiliation to at all. I love you all. This has been a phenomenal show. Huge thanks. Just want to take a special moment here. Kai Josephson, Jason Arambulo, just do a phenomenal job. Our director and producer, respectively. They're great to work with, great ideas. Me and Jason, the production meetings / powwows are fantastic. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. And I know that our whole crew does, but I wanted to shout you guys out and give you guys special little attaboy. Big thanks to Adam Smeirnoff of the legendary funk band Lettuce for joining us. Absolute treat to have B-Dot and Dr. X back. Hopefully they'll be back on Monday as well. AM will be off on Monday. Ashley will be in for AM on Monday. And so, for AM, Ashley, Dwight, Jason, Kai, Dr. X, B-Dot, I'm Cam. We really appreciate you guys and girls watching the X-Rated Sports Network and our show Beyond the Surface. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and do that right now. It would behoove us and it would behoove you as well. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Have a great, safe weekend, everybody. We will see you Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Actor, producer, and fitness guru Raw Lebo will be joining the show. He's a big Knicks fan as well. So we're going to have fun. Peace and love. Be well, be kind to each other, okay? And we will see you Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye.